family, and they have the most stylish eyewear selection in town. Gretkin Family Eye Care. Wagner Auto Supply is proud to support our area athletes and their families. As you travel from game to game, take care of your vehicle with new filters, batteries, windshield wipers, and wiper fluid from Wagner Auto Supply, 1st Street Northwest, Lamars.
Get more because you deserve more with Kylie Petty's Century 21 Pro Link, serving Lamar since 2011. Wishing our local teams a successful season. Visit KyliePetty.com for your real estate needs.
Success is born of skill and team. Like the teams playing, CNOS has combined award-winning skill and teamwork into the premier medical facility in the region. For the areas of joint, bone, muscle, nerve, and brain are treated with the skills of comprehensive care from a team of highly trained experts. And CNOS takes care of many of the student athletes in Siouxland. CNOS is proud to bring you this game. Go to cnos.net to learn more.
From playtime to game time, Launchpad Children's Museum fuels young imaginations while our hometown sports teams inspire the next generation of champions. Best of luck to our area teams from Launchpad Children's Museum.
Kemp's Dairy of Lamars is a proud supporter of area athletics. They focus on strong, healthy bodies with all their dairy products. And they continue to strive hard to provide the best possible dairy products to their customers. That's Kemp's Dairy of Lamars. Connected Electric South is your electrical headquarters for residential, commercial, and agriculture. Call for a free quote today at 546-5062. Call Connected Electric South for all your electrical needs. 546-5062.
MRK Insurance knows that teamwork is dreamwork. At MRK Insurance, you get a great partner for all of your insurance needs. Visit them today on Central Avenue in Lamars for a no-obligation quote for all of your insurance needs. That's MRK Insurance in Lamars.
It's now time for high school football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
McCarty in the pistol. He takes the snap. Bootlegs right. He's looking to throw. Now he turns it up the field and runs to the 10, to the 5, middle of the field. Cuts back left side. He's in. Touchdown, Gehlen Catholic.
High school football.
Pump fake. Lobs it up right seam for Crankus. Back there. And Brant Klein comes down with it at the 30-yard line. Brant Klein picks off his second pass.
With all the action, here's KLEM Sports Director Daniel Versteeg.
Well, it is week 7 of the high school football season, and the district races continue to heat up, and that is no different in Class A District 1 as the Gehlen Catholic Jays continue to contend for a playoff spot, one of the 4 in this district. And standing in their way tonight and trying to take another step toward locking that up is the South O'Brien Wolverines. So once again, good evening, everyone. Daniel Versteeg with you, and we welcome you into our pregame coverage, our Friday Night Football pregame show as Gehlen Catholic takes on South O'Brien in a Class A District 1 football game, the penultimate test for these two teams in the regular season. Well, let's take a look at where things sit in the district race as we get toward this point where the games carry so much extra weight. We got to run that down for you. First, the two teams tied at the top of the district, West Sioux and MMCRU. They are going at it tonight in Marcus, so we will have a district front runner when the night is over. Sibley Ocheyedan and Gehlen Catholic are currently the two other teams that will represent Class A District 1 in the playoffs should the season have ended already. Both teams are 2-2 and tied for third in the district, but hot on their tail, that is the Rebels of Sioux Central. They are 2-3 on the season in district play. They are not competing in a district contest tonight. They will do so again coming up next week against Sibley Ocheyedan. Then Hartley Melvin Sanborn still barely mathematically alive, hanging on to their playoff hopes by a thread, are 1-3 in district play. South O'Brien is all but out of the playoff consideration. The Wolverines are 0-5 in district competition. So as of right now, the Wolverines have nothing to play for outside of some pride and maybe trying to spoil Gehlen Catholic's night, because the Jays are in a spot right now where every game is valuable. And every opportunity you have to win a football game has to be taken advantage of, especially because West Sioux is coming to Lamars next week. And regardless of how things go in Marcus tonight between the Falcons and the Royals, well, that would certainly impact how they will play here in the finale of the regular season next week. So the Jays will certainly be looking to take advantage of an opportunity here tonight, and they have not been able to the last couple of weeks. So when we went to Mobile 2 weeks ago to finish the non-district schedule, the Jays had a really rough contest. They lost to the Wildcats by a margin of 43-3. And then, of course, against MMCRU last week in Lamar's, the Jays played a really nice first half, picked off 3 total passes in that contest against Eli Harpenaugh, was down 13-7 going into the break. But unfortunately, they could not finish the job. The Royals scored 15 unanswered points in the second half and down the Jays 28-7. So picking up a victory here would be crucial for a number of different reasons. One, of course, obviously helping solidify potentially a playoff spot. But the other is just gaining some confidence. Boy, you've lost 2 football games in a row against some really good opponents. Don't get me wrong there, but gosh, you really want to get one. And this is a good opportunity against the South O'Brien squad. We're going to hear from Jeremy Schindler coming up in our pregame show here in just a few minutes. But to kind of preview what we're going to talk about, historically, if you're a Gehlen Catholic fan and you've watched Gehlen play South O'Brien, you'll know South O'Brien likes to run the football. They like to be very physical, and they like to do some of that kind of stuff offensively. This year, they're not doing any of that kind of stuff. They are going to spread you out. They're going to be in 4 receivers, shotgun, very modern approach to the game of football. Gehlen Catholic's obviously done some of that as of late, but South O'Brien had been kind of the last one to the party, and they are certainly changing up their offense here as the Wolverines now throw the ball significantly more than they do run the football, and that has led to a little bit of success here and there. As Brady Riedemann has thrown for a total of 5 touchdowns this year. He averages almost 17 yards of completion. So not only when they are successful throwing the football, are they gaining minimal progress, they're also gaining big plays. They're getting first downs. They're moving the chains. So this Wolverine team has big play potential written all over it. The key thing for the Jays is can they defend that on the defensive side of the ball. Gehlen Catholic will also be looking to throw the football a little bit more here tonight, as they were able to have a little bit more success passing last week, but it's still been a struggle for the Jays to air the ball out. We'll see if they go to Jack Roberts throwing the ball a little bit more, or if we see more of a running attack. Wyatt Kuntz, Easton Spangler, Drake Knipe, some of those guys that have touched the football on the ground. And that would be interesting to see what the Jays elect to do. From what it sounds like from our interview with Coach Jeremy Schindler, is a number of different things are on the table, and we'll see which he elects to do with his football team here tonight. Again, Gehlen Catholic is trying to contend for a playoff spot in Class A District 1, and if they can get the job done, they would continue their streak up to 5 consecutive playoff appearances. Now, it's worth noting how I'm talking about this would maybe suggest this, but it does not mean a win tonight guarantees a playoff spot for Gehlen Catholic. It makes that playoff spot a lot more likely, but it does not guarantee it. In fact, the big game that will really do a lot to dictate whether or not Gehlen Catholic plays a playoff game here in a couple of weeks is the contest next week between Sioux Central and Sibley-Ocheyedan. If you're a Gehlen Catholic football fan, you also have to be a Sibley-Ocheyedan football fan next week, because if the Generals win, Sioux Central's out of the playoffs, and there's not too much of an issue there. And even if Gehlen were to, say, lose this game and lose to West Sioux next week, if Sibley-Ocheyedan beats Sioux Central, the worst Gehlen can do is tie for 5th, and they've got the tiebreaker over both Sioux Central and Hartley Melvin Sanborn. So the only thing that could really hamper Gehlen's playoff hopes would be a Sioux Central victory over Sibley-Ocheyedan next week. But of course, we won't know that until next Friday, and so we won't worry about it. Obviously, as Coach Jeremy Schindler will talk about, if you can take care of business tonight, that is crucial, and you really got to win one here to make sure you can get that done, as Gehlen Catholic will look to try and improve to a 3-2 district record. I always say it going into the season, if you can win 3 games in district competition, you got a really good shot to make the playoffs, and Gehlen is on the verge of doing that if they can knock off a South O'Brien team that has struggled. Last week they were shut out by West Sioux 55-0, and in fact they have allowed at least 40 points or more to their last 4 opponents. So a good opportunity for Gehlen Catholic to get the offense rolling, get some mojo back on that side of the football, and see if they can build some confidence here tonight. The other matchups going on in Class A District 1, we mentioned West Sioux and MMCRU tonight. Of course, that is for the district championship, and we'll keep you up to date on that contest as much as we can. Sibley Ocheyedan is playing at Hartley Melvin Sanborn, and if I'm understanding it correctly, a Sibley Ocheyedan victory over Hartley Melvin Sanborn might just completely eliminate the Hawks out of the playoffs. And then, as we mentioned, Sioux Central is in non-district competition tonight. They are at Belmont Clemmy in non-district competition. So again, Gehlen Catholic playing South O'Brien tonight in a contest you can hear right here on KLEM Radio. And we should also mention you can watch the game on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel, and that coverage is being brought to you tonight by Northwest Bank, as well as Julie Hurt, Century 21 ProLink, Peace Pizza House, and Easy Clean Car Wash. Again, Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien just minutes away from kicking off. Take a break, and we're going to check in with Jeremy Schindler, the head coach of the Jays, and get his thoughts on the contest coming up for you when we come back in just a couple of minutes. You're listening to Gehlen Catholic Football right here on KLEM Radio.
Murphy, Collins, and McGill PLC in Lamars supports our local student athletes, trusted for generations with reliable legal guidance. So when you are in need of legal services, consult with one of the attorneys at Murphy, Collins, and McGill PLC, located at 38 First Avenue Northwest, Lamars, Iowa.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Certified Public Accountants Cruz & Cruz extend their support to all the athletes and remind everyone, in the spirit of sports, participation is more important than winning. Cruz & Cruz Accounting, proud to be a sponsor of KLEM Sports.
Gehlen Catholic School, excellence in education, leadership through Christ. For information, check their website at GehlenCatholic.org.
Hi, Jessica G.
Well, hello, Libby Lexus.
I'm so excited to get the spa treatment at Easy Clean Car Wash. My owner knows how much I love the soft water. Oh, and the quick massage just makes my bumpers tingle.
And the blow dry is to die for. It always leaves my exterior sleek and shiny.
My owner bought me a year pass so I can have the spa treatment anytime I want.
Hey, ladies. Ooh, nice tires.
Oh, Mickey Mustang, you're such a player.
Easy Clean Car Wash. Give your car the spa treatment today. 12th Street east of Hy-Vee, Lamars.
Hey sports fans, this is Perry from the Ace Hardware downtown Lamars. Maintain your home and yard with advice and products from Ace. We'll help you get it done more efficiently so you have time to go to the next game. Ace Hardware, Lamars.
This is Jeremy Schindler, head coach for the Gehlen Catholic football team. You're listening to Jays Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
We welcome you back to our Friday Night Football pregame show right here on KLEM Radio. Daniel Versteg with you as we continue to preview the Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien matchup tonight, and we do so with the head coach of the Gehlen Catholic football team. It's Coach Jeremy Schindler. His team coming off a loss last week to MMCRU, but looking to bounce back in a very critical district contest in Paullina. And Coach, first of all, I would have to imagine the way you approach this week in practice and kind of reflect on the last two games, that you certainly played better against last week's ranked opponent than you did against Woodbury Central 2 weeks ago. Where do you think that growth really stems from most with your guys as you guys certainly put the better foot forward?
Well, I just think it's the repetition that we're getting in practice, and I think the biggest place that you see it is in the defensive secondary. Our linebacker play and our secondary play was much better in coverage last week. There was a couple plays where we missed tackles, but in terms of, being in the right spot and making a play on the ball, we did a much better job against that, against Marcus than we did against Woodbury Central. Landon Knight stepped up, made a nice break on the ball, and it had an interception. Nathan Colbeck dropped into his coverage and had another pick. And then obviously you had the first pick of the game with our defensive line that's been solid all year, with Drake kind of getting pressure and then Dane getting the pick. So really I think that's the biggest spot that I've seen the growth over these past few weeks is the secondary play.
Coach, we're getting late in the year, obviously second to last game of the regular season tonight.
the games pick up in intensity, but obviously we know dings, bruises, injuries, things like that are part of it. How have you approached this week in practice, knowing that this game is massive and the intensity that it will require for you to win it tonight, with also the, hey, we need to give some rest and make sure, we take into consideration just some of the ailments that come naturally with playing football?
Yeah, we're trying to give different guys some rest and maybe – a kid like Wyatt Kuntz, who carries the ball a lot on Friday nights, he'll get some work in, but we also want to make sure that we have other guys like Easton Spangler, Drake Knipe. We want to get them their reps too at the back spot. One, it helps them grow as players, but then two, it gives Wyatt a little break. I know what I'm going to get from Wyatt on a Friday night, and that's a really good, solid play. You look at the line too. We're trying to build some depth there with guys like Britton Kellen and Lucas Forey, trying to get those guys into the mix. And, maybe give some of our guys who have been playing all season, hey, you get this series off in practice. You get these, not try to get as much wear and tear in practice. But, when they're in there, we need them to play hard and continue to improve as football players.
No, they certainly will need to do that, especially with South O'Brien upcoming here tonight. As we were kind of talking about beforehand, Coach, this is a massive contest for you in the district standings, so whether or not you potentially could advance into the playoffs. How much do you talk about that with your team? I know they obviously know how to use a computer. They know how to do some math and figure out some standings in that regard. But how much do you tell the guys, hey, this is a quote-unquote must-win for us this week?
Yeah, I mean, it's the most important game because it's the next game. I think that's how you have to approach it. Regardless of what part of the season it's at or who the opponent is, it's the most important game because it's the next game on our schedule, and that's really how we have to approach this. We got to make sure we're locked in on what South O'Brien is trying to do to us offensively and defensively, and we got to make sure we study our film, learn our techniques, and then understand the game plan and what's going to help us be successful on Friday night. And if we can do that, hopefully we come out on top.
Jeremy Schindler's with us, head coach of Gehlen Catholic Football. Let's talk about what the Wolverines will bring to you offensively and defensively. As we've talked about prior to starting this interview, historically, South O'Brien likes to run the football. They like to be very physical. But, Coach, they look totally different this year. What have you seen in the film that the Wolverines provide offensively?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, it's like I'm watching the Twilight Zone or something. I mean, they spread it out, 4 wide receivers, shotgun, and they throw it all over the field. And they throw deep balls, they throw screens, they throw, quick little out routes, different things like that. They have quite the repertoire of passing, the passing game. So we're definitely going to have to make sure we're really schooled up in our coverages and understand what they're trying to do. But, it starts up front with our guys, and can we get some pressure on this quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable? I think their quarterback's probably he's the guy that makes them go. They got a couple receivers who are pretty good too, but obviously I think the quarterback is the guy that makes them go. He's over 600 yards and 5 touchdowns and only 1 pick. So if we can make him uncomfortable, hopefully we can make that interception number go up, or at least be able to get to him and sack him.
The other thing that stands out about his numbers, Coach, is that his completion percentage is not great, but when he does complete a pass, it goes for a sizable gain. It looks like about 17 yards of completion. Tell me about, is that all deep passing plays? Are there things where his receivers are given the opportunity to make plays in space, or is it kind of a little combination of the two?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. I think recently in the past few weeks they've started to add more of the quick screen game, whether that's to a wide receiver, whether that's more to a running back, or even a little jailbreak series that they have. But also the fact that they do throw the ball deep quite often, and they want to test you vertically. They have a couple receivers that they think are pretty fast and pretty decent at playing the ball in the air. So, again, those deep balls, those are about 50-50 balls most of the time. So your completion percentage isn't going to be as high. But that can get you out of a 3rd and long hole really quick if you make one big play. So again, it's something that it doesn't matter what the down and distance are. We got to make sure we're ready to defend that deep ball and then to come up and make tackles in the screen game.
How do you make sure that you are able to defend both? Because you're talking about, a passing play near the line of scrimmage versus a passing play 20 yards downfield. That's a lot of ground for you guys to potentially need to cover.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about doing your job and understanding what the coverage is. Are we in our cover 3 look? Are we in our man-free look? Like, what is your job? And that's something we've really tried to break down to the guys over the past weeks. Hey, this is your coverage. This is your job in that coverage. And then here's where you have help. Do you have help to the inside? Do you have help over top? Where is your help? And then you play the spot where your help isn't. So if you have help over top, you can be a little more aggressive and you can be a little tighter to that receiver, and you don't have to fear getting beat deep because you got a safety help over top. Or, nope, I'm in cover 3. I got to make sure I stay 3 yards on top of my in my zone, of any receiver that's in my zone. So those are the things, just really breaking it down to the small details of what's your job, where's your help, and then how do you play that position technically.
On the defensive side, again, we're chatting with Jeremy Schindler, head coach, Gehlen Catholic football. If we look at South O'Brien from a defensive perspective, the numbers are not great. It looks like they've allowed at least 40 points to their last 4 opponents in a row. Coach, what are some things, just from a basic standpoint, that you feel like you might be able to have an advantage in, and that you might be able to exploit when it comes to doing what you want to do offensively?
Well, I think first and foremost is I think we have to win the line of scrimmage. I think that's where we have a large advantage, size-wise and experience-wise. We got a lot of studs up front, and those guys played a really good first half last week in executing their blocks. And even into the second half, I thought our offensive line actually played really well. So we're going to lean on the offensive line and in executing their blocks, and then let our multitude of running backs hopefully run wild on these guys. But, we are going to have to throw the ball. Teams have showed us that they are going to stack the box. They're going to play us man. So we definitely have to be ready for that, and we have to make plays in the passing game as well.
What do those plays look like? What are some of the things that you need to do to be able to have success passing the football, which has been, as we've talked about before, a little bit of a struggle sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything insanely crazy. We just need to make the smart play and the easy play, and whether that's our bootlegs, whether that's just a quick little bubble, we got to catch the ball. We got to deliver an accurate ball. We got to catch the ball and just get upfield. Getting 4 or 5 yards on those plays is huge, rather than getting tackled for 1 yard or maybe a negative yard play. So getting upfield, catching it and getting upfield, and just make high school kids tackle you out in space. That's another thing we really tried to emphasize this week when we're running with the football is go deliver a blow. Go finish the run. Don't just let someone tackle you. Finish the play falling forward. We see it a lot. Guys will break tackles against us. Like the kid last week, he broke a few tackles and he was gone on on their second offensive series. So there's no reason. We have talented skill guys who can do just that. We don't have to throw the ball all the way downfield for it to be a big play. We can throw a short pass, make the catch, and then get upfield, and you never know, make a big play that way.
In some ways, kind of piggybacking off of that, we'll wrap up with this. The turnover battle, as we kind of talked about earlier, you guys were able to do an exceptional job of turning MMCRU over, 3 interceptions. That was crucial. With South O'Brien wanting to throw the football, you might have some decent opportunities again this week. What's it going to take to make sure you guys win that turnover battle, which is always so crucial when it comes to winning a high school football game?
Yeah, I mean, I think just continued growth from our secondary, playing that ball in the air. We have to, again, take another step forward this week. We did a better job last week, coming up with some plays. I think there's even more plays to be made out there, and especially this week we're going to get an opportunity against a team that's going to put the ball up, and they're going to put the ball up deep. So, again, go make plays on the football. And then control the line of scrimmage. Give our guys holes to run through and time to make decisions and throws, and that'll be very crucial for us.
I'm looking forward to seeing if that takes place this week. We're looking forward to seeing if you guys can come out on top here tonight. Coach, appreciate your time as always, and best of luck as you get ready for this one.
Sounds good. Thanks, Daniel.
Absolutely. That is Jeremy Schindler. He's the head coach of Gehlen Catholic Football. Take a break, and we're back to kick this one off from Paullina after this here on KLEM.
Score big with the Sitzman Real Estate Team. Hometown realtors Shane, Peggy, Lance, and Patty are cheering the Lamar's Bulldogs and Gehlen Jays on to a victory. Buying or selling, call the Sitzman Real Estate Team today at 546-7881.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
For all of your commercial or residential concrete or construction needs, JMax Construction is ready for you. At JMax Construction, you can be sure that your project will be handled with great customer service as well as the best of class construction and concrete work. Call JMax Construction and Concrete today at 540-0574.
Siouxland Glass is so glad you're supporting local athletes and listening to this great matchup. Siouxland Glass wants me to tell you that if you have a chip or crack in your windshield or need the whole thing replaced, you can call them at 540-9080. Siouxland Glass.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
Floyd Valley Healthcare wants you to play at the peak of your skills. Don't forget to stretch your muscles, hydrate, and schedule your wellness checks to reach your full potential. Best of luck from Floyd Valley Healthcare in Lamar.
This is Dan Layman, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Paullina and the site of this Class A District 1 football game between Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien. The Jays have a lot of playoff hopes riding on the last couple of games of the regular season, while South O'Brien will be looking to spoil those playoff hopes in their final home regular season game of the year. The coin toss taking place at midfield, and South O'Brien won the coin toss. They want the football first, and I don't blame them. They'd like to set the tone and see if they can get an early score here tonight. So we'll see that South O'Brien offense out there first. As Coach Schindler talked about, watching them on film, it is an offense that is a lot different than what we have seen from South O'Brien in the last few years, and one that is going to be one that will throw the football a lot more than they have in years past. I didn't go over the numbers necessarily totally in depth prior to kickoff of this one, but South O'Brien was very well known for being a running football team almost exclusively, just about exclusively for the last few years, and now they are more of a spread out in the shotgun, 4 receivers, maybe sometimes emptying the backfield. This is a team that is going to sling it all over the field, and we'll see if Gehlen Catholic is up for the task here tonight. It is a big task, but if they are going to beat West Sioux, or if they want a chance to beat West Sioux next week, if they want to put up a good showing in the playoffs, hopefully in a couple of weeks, they're going to have to put up a good showing here tonight against South O'Brien. So again, the results of the coin toss saw South O'Brien win the toss and want the football. They're going to receive things to open up the night, and so Gehlen Catholic will be kicking it from left to right as we view it from high atop the football field here in Paullina at South O'Brien High School. Gehlen Catholic is in their white uniforms today with the green numbers and letters. They are trimmed in gold, and the gold pants with the white stripe down the side with those gorgeous gold Gehlen Catholic helmets with a green GC on the side. South O'Brien's got the all-black uniforms on. Black jerseys, black pants, black helmets. Their numbers on the jerseys are in silver and outlined in white. Gehlen Catholic will be kicking from left to right as we view it here from Paullina. Kyler Van Voorst has the ball teed up at his own 40-yard line. And South O'Brien sends a couple of men back deep to return. Brody Van Beek is the main returner, and here we go. A high right-footed end-over-end kick, tails toward this right side, and it is run up from the 18-yard line toward the 20, the 25, and chancing out of a couple of the tackles there to the 35-yard line on the run back. I believe it's Connor Hedberg. And no, it is Braden Steins on the return for South O'Brien. So the Wolverines will start 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. And we'll see how Gehlen Catholic does with this kind of new look, or new to them, South O'Brien offense, a Wolverine offense that will throw the football a lot more, and by their senior quarterback in Brady Riedemann. He's thrown, again, we did not have stats from last week up available to us online, but the stats we do have, 626 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns for Riedemann this year. And right away, here's the spread formation, 2-by-2 look out of the shotgun is Riedemann with the ball in between the hashes. He fakes an option, keeper on the right side, and Easton Spangler drags him down to the line of scrimmage for no gain. No pickup there for the quarterback in Brady Riedemann. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Well, a nice job there by Easton. He shot the gap and really did a nice job of making a good tackle and denying any opportunity to pitch to the tailback back there. And so South O'Brien sets up with 2nd down and 10 from the 34-yard line. And South O'Brien is winless in district competition, sitting at 0-5. Gehlen Catholic 2-2 in the district, and really needing a big win here to keep their playoff hopes certainly on the up and up. 2nd and 10 from the 34. Riedemann, a short drop back, looks to air it out deep over the right sideline, and he's got his receiver in stride. Van Beek to the 30, the 20, up the sideline to the 10, and in the end zone for a South O'Brien touchdown. It is a 66-yard pitch and catch from Brady Riedemann to Brody Van Beek, and South O'Brien's on the board quickly early, and it is 6-0 Wolverines. Now, he talked about the big play capability, and certainly the Wolverines have already made the most of it with a 66-yard pass and catch from Riedemann to Van Beek, and the Wolverines have jumped out in front early with a point after try upcoming. And it'll be Riedemann to kick the point after try. He sends the right-footed end-over-end kick, tailing toward the left upright, and it is good. And South O'Brien jumps on Gehlen Catholic early. The score is 7-0 in favor of the Wolverines. We'll see how the Jays respond early in this first quarter of action. You're listening to Gehlen Catholic football on KLEM.
Make sure your life runs smoothly with an upgraded internet package from Premier Communications, connecting you with the internet speed and television access package that best fits your wants and needs. Premier Communications is happy to support our area coaches, athletes, and the parents who support them. Have a great season.
Klein Insulation can provide you with a complete insulation system for your attic, crawl spaces, and foundation walls. Call Kyle with Klein Insulation at 540-5691. That's 540-5691.
Touchdown for great times at the Lamar's Eagles Club. Join us Tuesday nights for bingo, and don't miss our delicious Wednesday night burger night. Proud sponsors of local athletics, where the fun never stops. Visit the Eagles Club this week.
This is Lane Knipe, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Paullina, where an early start for South O'Brien has given them a 7-0 lead. Now a squib kick rolling up the hash is kicked off of the leg of Brett Langle, and then he dives on the football. And so Gehlen Catholic will have it right at around the 45-yard line near midfield. They'll spot it at the Gehlen Catholic 48. So this might set up the Jays with a good opportunity to respond early in this ball game. They'll have it at the 47 officially when things are set up. So 11:04 to go in the first quarter. Already South O'Brien at 7, Gehlen Catholic nothing. Jays spread out the formation, 1st and 10. It's Wyatt Kuntz, the Wildcat quarterback, running up the left seam, and he is tripped up but stays on his feet across midfield. He's brought down to the Wolverine 48-yard line. That is a 5-yard gain by the Wildcat quarterback, Wyatt Kuntz, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. Well, that was the little wrinkle that we might have teased a little bit in the pregame interview, but Coach Schindler swore me to secrecy about not talking about totally in detail. And Wyatt Kuntz already breaking off a nice gain of 5 yards. And now Roberts will line up as the quarterback on 2nd down and 5 from the Wolverine 48-yard line. 2-by-2 look at the pistol set is Roberts. He takes the short snap, helmet high, gives to Kuntz, bounces off the left side, cutting it back toward that number, and he's brought down near midfield. A loss of, they're going to say 3 yards back to the Gehlen Catholic 49-yard line. It is a loss of 3 after all is said and done for Wyatt Coons, and from 2nd and 5, it turns into 3rd down and 8 for the Jays from their own 49-yard line. 10:05 to play in the first quarter, and South O'Brien has a 7-0 lead on Gehlen Catholic in this penultimate week of the regular season. 3rd down and 8 for Gehlen from their own 49-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. A helmet high snap. Roberts bootlegs off the play fake to his right. Throws toward the right numbers. The catch made by Drake Knipe at the 40-yard line. And he goes down into an E-slide to the 39-yard line. A great job by Knipe. There was a defender in Brody Van Beek collapsing on him. He still made a really nice catch in traffic, a 12-yard gain, and a 1st down there for Gehlen Catholic. Now, that was a very comfortable throw by Jack Roberts, and he was able to hit Drake Knipe on the run. A beautifully thrown football, and now it is 1st and 10 for Gehlen at the South O'Brien 39-yard line. James down 7-0, giving up a 66-yard passing play for 6. 2 receivers either side of Roberts in the pistol. Takes the snap, and he gives to Coons straight ahead in between the hashes. 35 left seam angling to the 25-20. A foot race to the end zone, and he's gone. Touchdown, Gehlen Catholic. Wyatt Coons with a 39-yard rushing touchdown. And Gehlen Catholic is on the board, down 7-6 with a point after pending. 9:21 to play in the first quarter. Now, that is how you respond to a big play against you with a 39-yard touchdown run of your own. And Gehlen Catholic, pending the point after, could tie this ball game up early in the affair. Going to be Kyler Van Voorst to try and put this one through the uprights off of the hold of Wyatt Coons, who just scored that touchdown. Here's the snap and spot. The right-footed kick is on target through the uprights and good. And this ball game is tied at 7 here with 9:21 to go in the first quarter. We'll take another break and be back. Our early scores early and often here tonight. We're back to Paullina after this on KLEM.
Willow Lodge Pet Resort wants to wish all of our area athletes best of luck in tonight's game. Whether leaving town for vacation or just need a place for your pet during the workday, see Willow Lodge Pet Resort today on Prospect Street in Lamars.
Young and old alike enjoy the competition of high school sports. Some participate, some watch, and some remember how it was. It's only a game, but it offers great life lessons and memories that last a lifetime. A few thoughts from Dan and Lori Rexwinkle of Rexwinkle Funeral Homes in Lamars and Akron.
Supporting our students in their endeavors at school is important to Prime Bank. Making sure that our students have the best chance for success is why we work hard to provide our backing. Prime Bank wishes all of our teams and groups good luck.
This is Nathan Kolbeck, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Paullina, South O'Brien High School. Both teams successful, and very efficient on their first offensive drives of the night. As South O'Brien scored on the second play of their drive, Gehlen Catholic scored on the fourth play of their drive, and we are tied at 7. 9:21 to go in the first quarter. As Kyler Van Voorst lines up for the kickoff left to right, sends a high right-footed end over in boot. It's fielded at the 11 on the hop by Brody Van Beek. He runs it out to the right seam 20, and a nice open field tackle for Carson Schecker at the 23-yard line. A nice stop there. And South O'Brien will have some less than ideal field position, comparatively speaking, here with 9:16 to go in the first quarter. So we'll see if field position is going to play any factor here tonight. The Wolverines were able to start outside their own 30-yard line on their scoring drive, and Gehlen was able to start right near midfield on their scoring drive. We'll see if that's going to have any impact or if the big plays are just going to be aplenty here tonight. 1st and 10 for South O'Brien as Brady Reedman lines up the troops in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. He motions the slot. Jaden Krieber left to right to put trips on the right side. He takes the snap and hands off the right side. There's nowhere to go. The Jays plug the running hole. And it was Marshall Warnke there. No, Braden Steins on the run. Just a yard to the 24-yard line is all he could get, and it will be 2nd down and 9. Now, I understand that Braden Steins is the replacement there for Marshall Warnke here tonight. Not sure exactly what the situation is with Warnke, but he had been starting most of the year. Braden Steins is in for him here tonight. 2nd and 9 from the 24. The clap of the hands from Reedman. He throws toward the right numbers. The catch made at the 25. breaking a tackle up the right numbers to the 34 and to the 35-yard line is Brody Van Beek, and he's got a first down, an 11-yard pickup for Van Beek. And he continues to do some great things when he catches the football up there. And it'll be first down and 10 for South O'Brien to their own 35. 8 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. And Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien are tied at 7 in this Class A District 1 football game. Again, the Jays really need to have one of these next 2 at least to make their playoff chances look that much better. Here's first down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Riedemann. A helmet high snap, quick pitch off the left side. Steins turns up the left side, and he runs right into Mason Small, the defensive end, who brings him down for just a gain of a yard to the 36-yard line. And it will be second down and 9. Now, a nice job there by Small, and he was really able to plug the hole around the edge, and that's what you need your defensive end to do, to be able to get off his block and be able to take away any running room off tackle. So we got second down and 9 for South O'Brien. The ball is at the Wolverine 36-yard line. And out of the shotgun set is Riedemann with the back. Steins off the left side, tight end left, a deep drop back, and they set up the screen along the right seam. Running off right side to the 40, and being brought down in the open field is Gabe Mormon. He's got a modest gain of 4 yards on the completed pass on the little screen. Little tight end screen, no less. They lined up Mormon as a tight end on that right side. Slipped him out, and he made a nice play to get at least a few yards, make third down a little bit more manageable. And that third down will be third down and 5, we'll call it, from the South O'Brien 40-yard line. 7:05 left to go in the first quarter. Gehlen Catholic, South O'Brien, they are tied at 7, with both teams very successful on their first drive of the night. So big third down here. First third down South O'Brien's face this evening. Third down and 5 from the 40, and the Jays jumped into the neutral zone. That'll be a neutral zone infraction and a 5-yard penalty on 3rd and 5. I would have to imagine it will move the chains, and I believe it does. And if it doesn't, it's going to be darn close. And it will be a first down. Yep, that will be a 5-yard penalty. We'll move the chains to the 45-yard line. And that is a costly penalty there for Gehlen Catholic. You at least want to try and test the South O'Brien offense on third down. But that unfortunately did not happen there for the Gehlen defense. So it is first down and 10 for South O'Brien at their own 45-yard line. 6.5 to play in the first quarter, and we're tied at 7. The play clock already down to 5 seconds. And the Wolverines hustle to the line, now with 2, now with 1, and South O'Brien has to call a timeout. Well, the Wolverines took way too long getting the play call in, and they used their first of 3 timeouts here in the first half with 6:23 to go in the first quarter. It is South O'Brien 7, Gehlen Catholic 7. Back to continue this one after this on KLEM.
Hubbard's Lawn Care Service will provide you with the services needed for the best-looking lawn in your neighborhood. So whether it's thatching, fertilizing, or simply maintaining your freshly cut grass, call Hubbard's Lawn Care at 546-4087.
For all your construction needs, trust the Wilchin Brothers. They're a Better Business Bureau accredited business and will be there every step of the way to get your project done right. Call 546-4135 for Wilchin Brothers Incorporated. Bob's Bike Shop, your power sports headquarters. Yamaha, Can-Am, and Club Cars. They've got the ride that fits your wild side. Visit them today on Highway 75 North in Lamar's. Proud sponsor of your local sports action.
This is Kane Kearns, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Paullina, the South O'Brien High School football field. Daniel Versteg with you in this Class A District 1 football game between Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien. The Wolverines and Jays are tied at 7. Here with 6:23 to go in the first quarter. And the Wolverines just got a first down following a neutral zone infraction penalty against the Jays. And then called the timeout, had a 1st and 10, and here's the snap now. It is a Wildcat keep. Up the right seam, there goes Jaden Krieber to the 45-40 of Gehlen Catholic, 35 to the 30. Oh, the ball I thought might have come out, but Krieber was able to get out of bounds. It is a nice gain up to the Gehlen 32-yard line. He picks up 23 yards on the Wildcat run by Krieber, and a first down for South O'Brien. Goes for 23 on the keeper by Krieber. First down and 10 here for South O'Brien. As the Jays will now have to play some strong defense here to keep South O'Brien from a scoring opportunity. First and 10 for the Wolverines at the Gehlen Catholic 32-yard line. Out of the shotgun set is Riedemann. 2 on either side. He drops back to throw. Quick pass, right numbers. Caught at the 30. And turning in between the hashes to the 25 is Brody Van Beek. He breaks the tackle toward the left sideline all the way back to the 25-20. And he's dragged down in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Brody Van Beek caught that ball on the right numbers and ends up going out of bounds on the left sideline. He ran a long way to get 13 yards. But it is enough for another South O'Brien first down. And that was kind of the play. That reminds me of the second Gage Johnson touchdown pass last week on that 3rd and 17. And the catch was made well short of the down to gain, but his ability to make plays after the catch was what kept that play going. Same thing here. First and 10 for South O'Brien at the 19-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Brady Riedemann. He motions a receiver right to left. Dropping a throw. Throws toward the single receiver on the right side. Catch made to the 15. That's Brody Van Beek again along the right numbers. And he's dragged down to the 14-yard line. It is a 5-yard completion there to Brody Van Beek, who is quickly standing out as the top receiver of the night for South O'Brien. And it'll be second down and 5 for the Wolverines at the Gehlen Catholic 14. Just 5:20 left to go in this first quarter. Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien are tied at 7 in a Class A District 1 football game. Jays really got to have it to keep their playoff hopes up, and certainly feeling pretty good about where they sit and trying to make the playoffs for the 5th year in a row. Second down and 5 for South O'Brien at the Gehlen 14. 2 receivers either side. Now the slot receiver motions right to left, and here's the keep. It's a wildcat run again for Jaden Krieber off the left side. He turns up the hash and is dragged down at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time for Jaden Krieber. And Gehlen Catholic was able to sniff it out very well. That time sets up 3rd down and 5. And barring another penalty, this will give Gehlen an opportunity to stand tall on 3rd down. They have a little bit of an opportunity to kick a field goal if they get close enough. About a 25-yarder is the length there for Brady Riedemann, their place kicker. So it is 3rd down and 5 for South O'Brien. Slot receiver motions right to left once again. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Riedemann quick drop, throwing toward that single receiver right side. Double coverage as he lobs it to the back of the end zone. And he overthrew Brody Van Beek up the right sideline and incomplete. Trying to throw that back shoulder fade to the back corner of the end zone. And the pass just a little off target will set up 4th down and 5. Now that certainly has to be a translation that South O'Brien is going to go for it here. You would not take a shot to the end zone if you have 1 down to get a first down, but if you think you got 2, you might take a shot on that 3rd down and see what you got on 4th down. 4:09 to go in the first quarter, and yeah, the Wolverines bring the offense out onto the field. 4th and 5 from the Gehlen 14. Jay defense has to stand tall here. There was a flinch in the backfield. A penalty flag is thrown. Pitch play right, and Steins is brought down for no gain. They'll actually say a loss back to the 15-yard line, but there is a penalty flag, and I think it's going to be an illegal shift. Yep, and it is an illegal shift against South O'Brien. The penalty is obviously declined with the loss of a yard, and the Jays force South O'Brien to turn the football over on downs, and Gehlen Catholic will take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line. Now, nice job there by the Gehlen defense. They were able to stand tall. And even after giving up 5 yards on first down, they really did not flinch. And the Jays will have it here with 4:05 left to go in the first quarter. Ball's at their own 15-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Jays, with Gehlen and South O'Brien tied up at 7. Here's a snap back to Roberts. He gives up the middle. There's a run big. Right, Coons around the left numbers, 25-30. Turns the edge, 35 to the 40. Near midfield, and he stepped out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. A great run there for Wyatt Coons. It goes for 24 yards, and it is a big Gehlen Catholic first down right out of the get-go. Well, that is huge. You want to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. You're only at the 15-yard line, but that is a big one to get, and a nice gain going for 24 yards. And Gehlen Catholic has certainly a lot of options available to them on 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. The score update from Jim Lorenzen Field. Lamar's and Sergeant Bluff Luton scoreless after 1, but potentially a good opportunity for one of those teams to score here early in the second. 1st and 10 of the 39. Snap to Roberts. He gives around the left side. Wyatt Coons turns up the numbers. 45 across midfield. He's into Wolverine territory at the 47, and he's dragged down there. It's a 14-yard carry for Wyatt Coons and another Gehlen Catholic first down. Mason Small lost his helmet in the play, and he's going to check out of the contest to get that looked at, obviously. So Small is replaced along the line for Gehlen Catholic. And it looks like this is where Britton Kellen will step in his place and give the Jays a little bit of reinforcement, potentially. Alex Munoz, the right tackle, is in as well. I think Drake Hodson slides over a little bit. Here's 1st and 10 for Gehlen, as now a penalty flag is thrown, and it's a delay of game. The Jays took a little too long in the huddle, and a delay of game penalty. I think with losing Small due to him having his helmet knocked off, I think that did not help out the cause by any means. And so the penalty will set up 1st and 15 here with 3:22 to go in quarter number 1. Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien are tied up at 7 here in a Class A District 1 football game. 1st down and 10 for the Jays. Ball spotted at their own 48-yard line. 2 receivers either side of Roberts. Here's a snap. He keeps her, it's Wyatt Coons, straight up ahead across midfield, and he's brought down in Wolverine territory at the 49-yard line. And a late hit as Wyatt Coons is dragged down well after the whistle. Coons picked up 3 into South O'Brien territory at the 49-yard line, but I have a feeling more is adding on. Yes. Well, what did we get? We got a blow the whistle and a call it both ways already as a personal foul is called, and it's against South O'Brien, and a 15-yard penalty will give the Jays a first down. Well, here's the deal. The whistle was blown. The play was killed dead, and the tackle was made well after all of that had taken place. So it is a personal foul penalty that will give Gehlen Catholic a first down at the South O'Brien 34-yard line. Now, big aid to the Gehlen Catholic drive, and now 1st and 10 for Gehlen at the South O'Brien 34-yard line. 2 receivers on either side of the formation as Jack Roberts lines up in the pistol, and he takes a snap. Hands off the left side. Drake Knipe got tripped up in the backfield, and he's brought down for a loss. He was either... now a penalty flag is thrown after the play once again. There was some pushing and shoving there, as Knipe was tripped up for a loss of 4 to the 38-yard line. I think this is going to be a similar call to that of South O'Brien, and the Jays are going to lose 15 yards on this. Yeah, it is a personal foul against Gehlen Catholic. So it was already a loss of 3 there for Drake Knipe, plus another 15 yards lost on the play. And Gehlen Catholic is going to have a monster hole to dig out of here. And they should lose that down as well, so it should be 2nd down. Oh, boy, and a long way to go. Let's just put it at that. I think 2nd down and 28. That's my call. Yeah, it should be 2nd down here. 2nd down and 28 from the 48-yard line of Gehlen Catholic. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Now Jack Roberts in the shotgun. And he takes the snap. He keeps off the left side, has an option with Coons. Now he pitches late. Coons makes the catch on the option pitch, and he's brought down for no gain. Back to the line of scrimmage at the 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and a mile here for Gehlen Catholic. So no gain there for Gehlen Catholic. And the down marker over there says 2nd down, but I think the officials improperly adjudicated that because they should have, I believe they should have let the down count because everything was after the play. But Gehlen's got 2nd down and a mile. Here is Roberts handing right. Coons couldn't handle the handoff. Roberts scoops it up from behind, and he's brought down for no gain. Boy, Roberts keeps the possession barely, but only after the fumble of Wyatt Coons on potentially a bad exchange between quarterback and running back on the handoff. And so now it'll be 3rd down and a mile here for Gehlen Catholic from their own 49-yard line. And I think our officials might be actually talking about whether or not it should be fourth down. Our officials are having a conversation near midfield as the Jays break the huddle, and they can't run the play. Yeah, they're going to stop this clock and continue their conversation. And I think it should be fourth down. Yeah, I think they're talking about what down this should be. That's my interpretation of how this is going, obviously with no way to know about what they're talking about here. With 53 seconds to go in the first quarter. The reason there's a confusion was because there was a penalty well after a play had concluded, and whenever that happens, the down still counts, and then you tack on yardage on a dead ball foul, meaning we should be at fourth down now, I do believe, if my understanding of the rule book is correct here. And again, it probably didn't matter because the Jays had 28 yards to go, but obviously, South O'Brien wants to get their punt team on the field as soon as possible, if that is the case. And now, our officials are having a conversation with Jeremy Schindler, the head coach of Gehlen Catholic, and now he has requested a conversation with not just the line judge and the referee, and now they have made the correction and said it is fourth down and 28. So it is fourth down for Gehlen Catholic. They'll have actually fourth and 27 from their own 49-yard line. And Jeremy Schindler's not pleased. And the argument that Coach Schindler will have is you need to catch that sooner because that changes how I call my plays as a play caller. But, of course, it's a moot point now. But it is fourth down and 27, and the Jays will line up to punt as Brody Van Beek will line up to return this punt. He's joined by Jaden Kreber as well. Two men are back there to return this punt of Landon Knipe. The snap is to him cleanly, and Knipe has room to get away a right-footed, wobbling, spiraling punt. This one bounces inside the 30, rolls up the right hash, takes a very good Gehlen bounce, and is down to the 14-yard line. Now that's a great punt there for Landon Knipe. And he pins South O'Brien inside their own 15-yard line, and the Wolverines will start at the 14-yard line here with 27 seconds left to go in the first quarter. So maybe a chance for one play before the quarter comes to an end. And again, our score is tied at 7 here in a Class A District 1 contest. The Jays are looking to try and keep their playoff hopes high. South O'Brien is trying to spoil them and finish off their home schedule with a victory. First and 10 of the 14-yard line. Slot left, slot right as a receiver. Dropping back to throw is Riedemann. Dumps off a screen, and then the flat there is Brady Steins. He runs up the left numbers to the 25 and runs out of bounds at the 25-yard line. There's a penalty flag as Braden Steins makes the catch up to the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 12 yards, and I think there was an ineligible man downfield. Whenever you have one of those running back screens, you really have to hammer home to your lineman. You got to wait a couple of beats, and I think one of those linemen was downfield too early. But we'll wait and see what the official penalty was. The only thing I have to assess that on is that the official was pointing at one of the linemen as he got back into the huddle. Clock is stopped with 19 seconds to go in the first quarter, and it is an ineligible man downfield penalty. And so this will back him up to the 10-yard line. And it'll be first and 14 here for South O'Brien at the 10-yard line following the penalty. So South O'Brien has an even longer down in distance to go, and they'll have a chance to run this one. And I think they are going to have to run this play just before the quarter ends. And here's Riedemann in the shotgun. Claps his hands. Quick drop. Throw toward the right side. It's caught. Brody Van Beek. He's dragged down in the backfield, and he loses yards. Wyatt Coons had him wrapped up at his hip and dragged him down for a loss of a yard to the 9-yard line. And that will take us into the second quarter of play. A really nice way to finish it. South O'Brien will have 2nd and 15 and a tie game at 7 apiece to start quarter number 2. Coming up next here on KLEM.
The Lamar's Knights of Columbus Council 1466 would like to wish our teams the best of luck in the game. The Knights of Columbus is proud to support our schools and many charities throughout the year with our pork chop dinners and fish fries. Check out upcoming events by visiting their Facebook page at Lamar's KFC.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Tail Trends Dog Grooming supports all of our area high school athletes. At Tail Trends Grooming, your pet is sure to get spa-like treatment, bathing, grooming, and nail trimming available. Contact Tail Trends Dog Grooming today at 546-7318.
This is Jack Roberts, and you are listening to Jay's Football on KLEM.
We're back to Paullina and the South O'Brien High School football field. Daniel Versteg with you on KLEM Radio. Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien are tied at 7 after one quarter of this district matchup. We'll get you a score update as well from Jim Lorenzen Field. Sergeant Bluff Luton has taken a 14-0 lead with 7 minutes to go in the first half of that contest. That could be for the district championship between Lamar's Community and Sergeant Bluff Luton. MMCRU and West Sioux, last update we had, they were tied at 7 in the first quarter. That's for the district title in this district, Class A District 1. We're ready to continue. 2nd and 15. Riedemann drops back, sets up a screen. The catch is made, and running in between the hashes there with a big gain is Marshall Warnke. He's up across the 25-yard line, and he's brought down to the 26-yard line. A nice gain for 17 yards for Marshall Warnke, and it is a first down for South O'Brien on the 17-yard pitch and catch to Warnke. So he is playing here tonight. We kind of wondered about that with Braden Steins getting some of the snaps as the running back. But it is a first down on the first play of the quarter, and the second quarter continues with 1st and 10 for South O'Brien from their own 26-yard line in a ball game where the Jays and Wolverines are tied at 7. Two receivers on either side of the formation, clapping the hands. Riedemann drops to throw. He sidearm slings it towards the right numbers, and the pass is right through the hands of Brody Van Beek and incomplete. Just couldn't quite bring it in along the right numbers of the 30, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for South O'Brien. Well, as I kind of mentioned late there in the first quarter, both defenses are settling in pretty well. The Jays were able to force a turnover on downs. South O'Brien forced a punt. And now the Wolverines have 2nd down and 10 from the 26, and the game tied at 7. Slot receiver motions right to left. Here's the snap back to Riedemann. He looks to throw up the left sideline. Oh, and it's right through the hands of Jack Roberts. The ball falls incomplete. I think Weston Harper might have been the intended target there. And boy, that was tailor-made for Roberts to intercept the pass, but he couldn't quite bring it in. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. 3rd down and 10, I beg your pardon, for South O'Brien. He really underthrew his target. Might have been Drew Whitrock, actually, the intended target there for South O'Brien. Nevertheless, it's 3rd and 10 for the Wolverines at their own 26 with 11:24 to go in the half. Out of the shotgun is Riedemann. He takes a shoulder-high snap and a 3-step drop, steps up in the collapsing pocket, throws toward the right seam. It is caught at the 30 to the 33-yard line, and Wyatt Coons is able to drag him down with some help from Kane Kearns. The catch was made by Braden Steins. There's a penalty flag also well behind the play at the 30. It was a pickup of 7 yards, but we'll see what this penalty could be about. And if it's on Gehlen Catholic, it'll give South O'Brien another opportunity here on 3rd down. I think it's against the Wolverines, though. So the Jays, boy, do you want 4th and 3? Or do you want 3rd and probably 15 if I would have to, unless it's a hold. It's well downfield. They made sure to have the spot of the foul thoroughly marked. And it is an ineligible man downfield. And the penalty will be declined, so the Jays will take the down. And it's going to be 4th down and 4
The penalty is declined on the play.
Here for South O'Brien. So the Jays want the down, not the distance, and I don't blame them here on 4th down. The Wolverines are bringing the punt team out, it appears. And here comes South O'Brien's kicking team. Brady Riedemann is the punter as well, so you got to be wary of some fakes with the quarterback punting. Drake Knipe is back deep to return at his own 34. Snap to Riedemann. He gets it away. It's an end-over-end wobbling punt. It bounces inside the 45, takes a generous Wolverine roll, and it finally settles down at the 23-yard line. And so Gehlen Catholic will start with the football on their third drive offensively from their own 23 with 10:41 left to go in the first half. And again, Gehlen and South O'Brien, they are tied at 7. That punt ends up going 45 yards for South O'Brien, and they get all of that on the play in field position. And now the Jays have 1st and 10. Ball spotted at their own 23-yard line. Again, score is tied at 7. There with 10:41 left to go before halftime. And the Jays will look to try and make a little bit more progress offensively. Penalties both hurt them and help them in the last possession. Here in the power pistol, Roberts turns right, gives to Coons, has a big hole up the left seam 30, gets outside the left numbers to the 40. He's got a foot race up midfield, 40, cuts it back toward the left numbers of the 35, and he's dragged down deep in Wolverine territory at the 32, maybe the 31-yard line. Excellent run for Wyatt Coons. And when all is said and done, it goes for 45 yards, and it is a big Gehlen Catholic first down. 45 yards on the run there by Wyatt Coons. And by my very unofficial tally already, he's run the ball 8 times for 127 yards and a touchdown already tonight. Of course, a number of big plays have aided that, but when you consider 4 of his 8 runs have gone for at least 10 yards, boy, that's a pretty good night already. 1st and 10 now for the 32 of South O'Brien. The give goes straight ahead for Easton Spangler, and he drags Wolverines with him up the left seam to the 27-yard line. That's a pickup of about 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down and 6 on the run there by Spangler. Easton, I know, certainly looking for more running opportunities with the football, and if he keeps running with a lot of muscle and a lot of intensity like that, he'll be certainly getting a lot more carries of the football. 9:38 to go in this first half. Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien are tied at 7. Here is 2nd down and 6 for the Jays. Ball's at the Wolverine 28-yard line. 2 receivers to the right and 2 men in the backfield for Roberts in the pistol. Claps his hands, gives it right side Wyatt Coons. Straight ahead up to the 25 to the 20 as he sheds a tackler to the 15-yard line. He's dragged down to the 16. What a great run there for Wyatt Coons. He picks up 12 yards and a Gehlen Catholic first down once again. Breaking tackles, finding the hole. That is the running way of Wyatt Coons, and he has been incredibly effective running the football here tonight. Jays are in the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line of South O'Brien. So here's Roberts with 2 men in the backfield. Spangler's off his right hip. Coons directly behind him in the backfield, 2 receivers right. Claps his hands, shoulder high snap. The give is to Spangler, and he gets ankle tackled just as he got the football. He is able to fall forward for 1 yard to the 15-yard line. And that'll make up 2nd down and 9. Again, your score is tied at 7. Here with 8:50 to go in the first half. The Jays are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive here tonight. A win would really put them in a good spot to lock up a playoff position. It would not automatically lock up a playoff spot, but it would really help their cause in doing so. So it is now 2nd down and 9 for Gehlen Catholic, and the Jays are taking their sweet time getting to the line of scrimmage. The play clock is down to 7. I think Jeremy Schindler wants to call a timeout as he goes over to our line judge down there, and he signals for the timeout. We will take a timeout with Gehlen Catholic. Your score with 8:17 to go before halftime. Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien tied at 7. We're back with more district football action in just a moment here on KLEM.
Top-notch automotive owners Jerry and Jason Mura can help with all your auto repair needs, from AC repair to transmission rebuilds, engine replacement, steering, suspension diagnostics, and more. Call 712-546-7430 or stop by Top-Notch Automotive, 1600 18th Street Southwest, Lamars.
State Farm agent Michael Crank is a proud supporter of local athletics. Whether you are looking for auto, home, or health insurance, Choose the agent that will be on your side. State Farm agent Michael Crank.
Smithco Manufacturing in Lamars would like to wish our area athletes a safe, successful fall season. For 30 years, Smithco has used great teamwork to produce the #1 selling side dump trailers in the country. To learn how you can join our winning team, go online at sidedump.com.
This is Drake Hodson, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
Back to Paullina in the South O'Brien High School football field. Daniel Versteg with you on KLEM. 8:17 to go before halftime. Gehlen Catholic and South O'Brien tied at 7. These plays hold a lot of significance, and the Jays want to make sure they got a good one here on 2nd and 9 from the Wolverine 15-yard line. Out of the pistol is Roberts. Takes a snap, fakes to give to Spangler. Counters off the left side. Coons, big hole, left seam, 10-5, cuts it back into the end zone for a Gehlen Catholic touchdown. Wyatt Coons with a 15-yard score, and Gehlen Catholic has their first lead of the night, now at 13-7 with 8:10 to go before halftime. Now that was set up beautifully. You had to run the ball a couple of times with Easton Spangler, and then you give it to Coons on the fake, and he had a hole that a truck could drive through to score from 15 yards out. And the point after try-up pending here for Kyler Van Voorst. Here is the snap, the spot, point after kick is just over the crossbar, and it is good. And your score now, with 8:10 to go here in the first half, it is Gehlen Catholic 14 and South O'Brien 7. We'll take a break and be back with more of this football contest in just a moment. You're listening to Gehlen Catholic Football right here on KLEM Radio.
Sioux City Yamaha, Can-Am, and Kawasaki. Your ride starts here. From Yamaha to Can-Am and Kawasaki, they've got the power, performance, and adrenaline you crave. Visit them today on Highway 75 in Sioux City. Proud sponsor of local sports action.
Get the winning team on your side with experts at Exit Realty Midwest Lamars. Misty Zeck, Dave Close, Austin Sitzman, Abby Phillips, Jody Adler, Alec Reichen, and Clark Goodchild are ready to help you call the plays when it comes to buying or selling your home. Learn more at ExitRealtyMidwest.com.
Quality Lube of Lamars is proud of all our Plymouth County athletes. At Quality Lube, they focus on you, the customer, to ensure that they can keep you on the road when you need to be. From diagnostic repair to routine oil changes, Quality Lube can do it all.
This is Quentin Johnson, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Paullina, the South O'Brien High School football field, where Gehlen Catholic has their first lead of the night, and they lead South O'Brien by a score of 14-7, 8:10 to go before halftime. And the latest score, a Wyatt Coons 15-yard touchdown run, unofficially by my tally, 10 carries, 154 yards rushing, and 2 rushing touchdowns. That is a pretty good day at the office. And Gehlen Catholic will line up to kick this one away and see if the defense can continue to be as strong as it's been as of late. Force South O'Brien into a punt on the last drive and turn them over on downs in the red zone on the previous drive. Kyler Van Voorst will boot this one away toward the waiting arms of Brody Van Beek. And here is Van Voorst, the line drive, end-over-end kick, and this missile is fielded at the 15-yard line. Run up the left seam there to the 25-30, and Steins is brought down. Braden Steins on the run to the 32-yard line, and they'll give him the 33 as well. So 1st and 10 upcoming for South O'Brien from their own 33-yard line. And this is a big drive for South O'Brien if they want to stay in this ball game. And this could be a real turning point for the Jays. They've already gotten the lead back, got the momentum that way. Of course, Gehlen's looking ahead toward the second half, in which they're going to get the football to start the second half of play. So they've got that going for them as well. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Brady Riedemann lines up in the shotgun. 2 receivers either side. He drops quickly to throw. Airs it out over the right seam. A chance for Landon Knipe. It is picked off by Drake Knipe on the backside. He runs it from the left seam over to the right seam. 45-50. Right numbers to the 45. Shoulders a tackle and there's run out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. Drake Knipe has the interception. It's his first of the season, and Gehlen Catholic will have 1st and 10 at the South O'Brien 41-yard line. Well, an excellent interception there by Drake Knipe. Landon Knipe was in on the coverage as well, and Drake was on the backside of the overthrown pass to bring it in. It'll be 1st and 10 for Gehlen Catholic here with 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Ball's at the South O'Brien 41-yard line following the interception by Drake Knipe. 1st and 10 for Gehlen. And the Jays will try and make this one hurt and go up 2 possessions in this district matchup. Out of the pistol set is Roberts. He turns left, gives to Spangler. Straight ahead up the right seam. He's across the 40, and he's ankle tackled down to the 36-yard line. It's a pickup of 5 on the run there for Spangler, and it is 2nd down and 5.
Gain of about 5.
2nd and 5 upcoming here for Gehlen Catholic. Again, really needing to squeeze every win out of the schedule that they can get. The Jays have to do so to help their playoff hopes in this one. And the other part of this, too, is you really want to try and build your lead as soon as you can and get a good enough cushion so you can help yourself out in the tiebreak as well. 2nd and 5 of the 36. Roberts turns right, gives to Coons. Running off the right side, dancing through some blockers, up the right numbers to the 30, and he's tackled down forward to the 27. There's a penalty flag in there as well. 2 penalty flags. The second one comes out. It is a 9-yard gain for Coons. All of those are after the play. It would be a first down for the moment. Oh, no, we do have a hold on that. So there's a hold on the play. Are both of them for holding penalties? Or do we have a second different one? There is a discussion, so I wonder if we've got 2 penalties on this play. It appears we do. And so our officials will talk about how to properly enforce them. So the holding penalty is there at the 31. Well, Mark Furman, the head coach of South O'Brien, he's probably wondering which one would negate the first down. So I think the second penalty thrown would keep the first down intact, but the holding penalty would make it 2nd down once again. And so this is quite the discussion with our officiating crew to see what they end up taking. It is going to be a hold, and the 10-yard penalty is from the spot of the foul at the 31-yard line. And that'll make it 2nd down. And after the play, there's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Gehlen Catholic. That is also assessed on the play. And so that is going to be a 15 yards on top of that. Oh, boy, that is killer for Gehlen, a holding plus unsportsmanlike conduct. And it's going to be 2nd down and a bunch here for Gehlen from their own 44-yard line. We'll say 2nd down and 25 here for Gehlen Catholic at their own 44-yard line. So Gehlen has 2 receivers on either side of the pistol formation of Jack Roberts from their own 44 on 2nd and 25. Jays have a big hole to get themselves out of. Here is Roberts in the pistol with Coons behind him. He takes a snap, fakes to give to Coons, drops back to pass, airs one out deep over the left seam, looking for Landon Knipe, who got twisted around and could not bring it in. It is an incomplete pass, with that pass kind of throwing Knipe into the spin cycle. And it will be 3rd down and 25 for Gehlen Catholic. So Gehlen again facing some penalty issues that has really hampered this drive. They had a first down gained on the play in which there was a hold and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And that has been, unfortunately, very costly for the Jays here tonight. So it is 3rd down and 25 for Gehlen at their own 44-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, 2 men in the backfield, and the pistol of Roberts. He fakes the give to Spangler, gives off the left side. There's Coons, cutting it back up the right seam across midfield. 45 deep into Wolverine territory at the 40. He stays on his feet. The pile keeps pushing across the 35. And Coons is finally ruled down at the 34-yard line. What a big run there for Wyatt Coons. We'll say a 21, maybe 22-yard pickup there for Wyatt Coons. And it'll be 4th down and 3 for Gehlen. So, boy, you go from a spot in which you're really not looking like you're going to get it to hey, we might have an opportunity here. 4th down and 3 for the Jays at the South O'Brien 34. Here they come with 6 minutes to go in the half. In a contest, the Jays lead 14-7. Roberts in the pistol. 2 receivers right, 1 way out wide to the left on 4th and 3. Hand off the right side. There's Coons for a first down and more. Across the 30 and along the right seam. He's brought down to the 26-yard line. It's a pickup of 8 yards for Wyatt Coons and a first down there for Gehlen Catholic. Now, have a day, Wyatt Coons. He has been incredibly effective running the football. This reminds me of, was it Kaler Cole had a really big game here last year? I mean, pick your poison with those two. One of them ran for over 300 yards here last year. And Wyatt's, well, he's well on track for that, obviously. But, boy, he is having an outstanding football game so far. 1st and 10 here for Gehlen. Ball's at the South O'Brien 26. 2 receivers left and 1 to the right. Roberts the snap. He gives to Spangler. He punches through the hole. Up the right seam 20. He's got some room to the 15. He's got a first down to the 10-yard line. He's dragged down at the 11, and it's a 15-yard pickup for Easton Spangler. And it is 1st and 10 for Gehlen at the 11 of South O'Brien. Well, this is made even more impressive when you consider the fact that the Jays had 3rd down and 25 at one point in this drive. They now have 1st and 10 at the 11 in the red zone and threatening to take a 2-possession advantage. 5:10 to go before halftime, and Gehlen leads at 14-7. Here is 1st and 10 for the Jays. Ball's at the South O'Brien 11. As Roberts lines up in the pistol, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. He takes the snap, gives to Spangler running off the right side. The ball came out. A dive for it. South O'Brien says they have it at the 9, and they do. Spangler coughs up the football inside the 10 and turns it over. And a very costly turnover will give South O'Brien the football at the 9-yard line. Boy, that is very killer there for Gehlen Catholic. A drive that was dead to rights already once has now been thoroughly killed here with 4:47 to go in the first half. And the Jays do not get an opportunity to take a 2-possession lead in this first half. Still 14-7. Gehlen leads, but now South O'Brien has the football. 1st and 10 of their own 9. 2 receivers either side. Quick drop back. Riedemann. He gets hit as he throws toward the right numbers. The penalty flag is thrown as the ball was bobbled there by Gabe Mormond. The coverage provided by Wyatt Coons. And boy, it was very close whether or not Coons got there before the pass, but it is a pass interference called against Coons. And it will be a first down there for South O'Brien as they pick up the 15 yards on the penalty. So they go up to the 24-yard line. I guess the question not so much is whether or not Wyatt beat the football there, but he did have a little bit of jersey in his grasp, and that is going to get called every time. Whether or not it's holding or pass interference, obviously, is determined by whether or not the ball is thrown to that receiver. 1st and 10 now at the 24 for South O'Brien. Pitch play goes around the left side. That's Steins toward the left numbers, 25. And Braden Steins is brought down at about the 26-yard line. It's a pickup of 2 for Steins. And it is 2nd down and 8 for South O'Brien.
Braden Steins on the carry for the Wolverines with a short gain.
So a nice run there for Steins, and he picks up 2. South O'Brien's 2nd and 8 from their own 26. Gehlen still leads at 14-7, 4:15 to go before halftime here in this Class A District 1 football contest. South O'Brien with 2nd down and 8 from the 26. Snap to Riedemann. He drops back to pass, throws over the middle, and a penalty. Oh, wow, he caught it. Wow, what a grab. Jaden Krieber was pushed down by Easton Spangler, and he made the catch lying on his backside of the 40-yard line. How in the world did he catch that football? That is an unbelievable catch by Krieber. And a first down for South O'Brien. A 14-yard pickup. Oh, my goodness. How did he make that catch? When I tell you that he made the catch while he was lying down on the ground, I'm not exaggerating. First and 10 of the 40. Here's the snap to Riedemann. Pressure there. He dumps it off in the flats. Catch is made by Mormon in the screen game, and he's dragged down for a loss of a yard to the 39-yard line. Just nowhere to go for Gabe Mormon. It'll be second down and 11 for South O'Brien. 3.5 minutes to go before halftime. There's still plenty of time here for South O'Brien. The Wolverines still have 2 timeouts to use as well. With the Jays on top 14-7 in this penultimate game of the regular season. Playoffs begin in a couple of weeks, and the Jays are trying to make sure that they are a part of it. And they got to get a big win here, sitting at 2-2 in the district. Second down and 11. Here's a quick pass left. It was deflected at the line of scrimmage, and Alexander Munoz got a hand to deflect that pass away. It was a very short route, but could not quite get to the receiver, obviously, with the deflection at the line. And it's third down and 11 here for South O'Brien. That does the Wolverines a bit of a favor and stops the clock. Or maybe that's not so much of a favor, considering the Wolverines probably the Jays want to get that ball back and have some time to utilize as well. So stopping the clock, if you're not going to gain anything, is not really much of a gain either. Third down and 11 for the 39. Riedemann drops back to pass, has some time, steps through pressure. He just goes down. There was really nowhere for him to go and nowhere to pass to. So he dives down to the 38. It's a loss of a yard. Yeah, it'll be fourth down and 12. And the South O'Brien punt team is in there to boot this one away. And Drake Knipe will be back deep to return. Again, Gehlen with a 14-7 lead. 2:38 to go before halftime in this Class A District 1 football game. The Wolverines will try and take down as much clock so as to not leave too much to Gehlen. Jays do have 2 timeouts to use. South O'Brien has 2 timeouts to use, and it looks like the Wolverines will use one of those 2 timeouts right here ahead of fourth down and 12. And we await the whistle. There it is. The timeout is called. With 2:14 left in the half, South O'Brien will be lining up to punt it away potentially when we come back. You're listening to Gehlen Football here on KLEM.
When it comes to service, your Lamar's Hy-Vee is #1 for shopping both in-store and online. Save with the Fuel Saver Plus Perks Rewards program at Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Game on, Lamars. Looking for a winning team for your finances? Join Cent Credit Union. As a member-owned cooperative, Cent is all about you, your goals, your community. Let's score big together. Visit centcu.org today, where your success is our play.
Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor. Williams & Company, CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's.
This is Mason Small, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back inside the broadcast booth here at South O'Brien High School in Paullina. Daniel Versteg with you on KLEM Lamar's. Online audio can be found on our website, KLEM1410.com. A video stream as well on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. Out of the Wolverines' second time out of the first half. Gehlen leads 14-7. The Wolverines line up to punt this one away with 2:14 to go in the first half. And Riedemann claps his hands, lines up for the punt, and he gets it away. A high right-footed wobbling spiral, and waving for the fair catch is Wyatt Coons. And he does make the fair catch at the 38-yard line. So the punt made. Gehlen will have it at their own 38-yard line. And so it will give Gehlen somewhat decent field position here on this drive, and they'll have it near midfield when all is said and done. Yeah, the Jays do have 2 timeouts here with 2:08 to go before halftime, so there's still plenty of time as long as you can get some forward progress consistently, and you got to try and get that started here right away. First and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here's Roberts in the pistol. He takes the snap, fakes to give to Spangler, hangs off the right side wide. Coons off tackle running, right seam 40, 45-50, gets a block downfield, 45-40, and Coons is run out of bounds at the 35-yard line, just past it at around the 32. Wyatt Coons with a great run downfield. That one goes for 30 yards, and it's a big first down to the South O'Brien 32-yard line. A 30-yard run for Wyatt Coons. And by my count, that is over 200 yards rushing here tonight already for Wyatt Coons. Boy, what a great game he's having on just 13 carries, no less. And when you're running for 10-plus yards a pop, that's really giving them a good opportunity. Now the whistle is blown and stopping the clock with 1:49 left in the half, and I'm not sure exactly what is being discussed here. Maybe the discussion is whether or not he got out of bounds to stop the clock, but now our referee will have to relay whatever they decided to the South O'Brien head coach. And I think there's now maybe a question of whether or not there should be a runoff. But it looks like, yeah, they're going to have to change the clock here. I think maybe 1:47 if I can read the miming correctly. Or 1:57. 1:57 is what they put on the clock. There we go. So 1:57 left in the half. They added a few seconds there, and Gehlen will have 1st and 10 of the South O'Brien 32. Here's Roberts in the pistol, and he takes a snap, gives to Coons, running off the left side. Another big hole. He cuts it back up the right seam, across the 25, toward the 20, and he's dragged down in the red zone at the 19-yard line. A pickup of 13 for Wyatt Coons, who just continues to punish tacklers that dare to bring him down. 1st and 10 to the Gehlen 19-yard line, and now with 1:50 to go in the half, well, you got a ton of time to get this one into the end zone. 14-7, Gehlen leads, still 2 timeouts to work with. 1st and 10 of the 19. Roberts in the pistol. He turns, hands to Coons, running off the left side. He gets off tackle toward the left numbers, toward the 15. A block downfield, and the penalty flag is thrown. Grant Arns is going to be called for a hold downfield as Coons is stopped at about the 10-yard line. But the holding penalty will negate that. Yeah, Arns had the inside of his defender's jersey. And so the holding penalty will negate that run for Wyatt. And we'll set up 1st down and a while here for Gehlen. I think it'll end up being about 1st and 15 here for the Jays once they mark it all off. And yes, they will spot it at the 24-yard line, so it will be 1st down and 15 here for Gehlen. From where the spot of the penalty was, the Jays lose just 5 yards on it. 1st and 15 now at the South O'Brien 24-yard line. 2 receivers along either side of the formation. A pistol set for Roberts once again as he takes a snap with 1:15 left in the half. Play action, bootlegging right. He throws to Grant Arns. That ball deflected away by Warnke. Boy, that was a dangerous pass. Warnke was right there covering Grant Arns like a blanket. And the pass is swatted away, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 15 here for the Jays. 2nd and 15 upcoming. 1:11 to go before halftime. Gehlen leads South O'Brien 14-7 in this Class A District 1 matchup. Again, the Jays still have 2 timeouts to utilize here to their advantage. And we'll see how they play this. If they do end up electing to kind of go for the conservative approach to get points, I think the Jays are going to call a timeout here to determine what they're going to do on 2nd and 15, and they are signaling for a timeout. We'll take one as well here with 1:11 to go before halftime. Jays up 14-7. Back after this timeout here on KLEM.
Colbeck Incorporated is proud to support local high school athletics. They encourage you to play hard and play smart and always show good sportsmanship. Best of luck from your friends, Brian, Kevin, and Wayne Colbeck.
Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud supporters of this broadcast. Hard work and determination are vital to the success of our area athletics. The Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud to stand behind our athletes and coaches as they work toward success on the field and in the classroom.
At American Bank, we believe in offering you what you want in a bank. Free checking, free debit and ATM cards, extended lobby and drive-up hours, competitive loans and deposit rates, online and mobile banking with bill payment and mobile deposit services. American Bank, achieving success together for over 130 years.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Jeremy Schindler, head coach for the Gehlen Catholic football team. You're listening to Jay's Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
We come back out of the timeout to Paullina, where it is second down and 15 for Gehlen to the 24-yard line, ahead 14-7 on South O'Brien. A minute 11 to go in the half, and here is Roberts in the pistol. He turns and he gives to Wyatt Coons right up the left seam across the 20, and he gets tackled forward over another Wolverine defender to the 17-yard line. That is a gain of 7 for Wyatt Coons. And it'll be, we'll say, third down and 8 here for Gehlen Catholic. Third down and 8 after the 7-yard gain, and the Jays hustle to the line on third down. Here is Roberts in the pistol once again. 40 seconds left in the half. He claps his hands, helmet high snap, gets it down to the hand of Spangler. Straight ahead, punches through some defenders, and he's tackled down at about the 10-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7 as well, and that'll make it third down and 1. Clock keeps moving. Jays have to hustle. Just 20 seconds left in the half. Gehlen ahead 14-7. He might have a chance to run one more play here, and they're going to have to call a timeout. It's fourth down and 1, I beg your pardon. Roberts hands right. Coons gets a first down in between the hashes, drags a defender inside the 5. He's brought down to the 4 on a pickup of 6, and a timeout called by Coach Schindler. So that fourth down gain results in a first down. It's a 6-yard carry for Wyatt Coons. It is first down for Gehlen Catholic at the 4. And boy, now you have a decision. Do you take a shot to the end zone where if it's incomplete, you don't lose anything? As again, the timeout was called. That's the third and final timeout of the half for Gehlen. We're going to keep it here as we talk about this one. You've got the opportunity to, if you take a shot to the end zone, you'll have, I guess, one of 3 outcomes. The turnover is always a possibility, but the other 2 outcomes are the incomplete pass, which would stop the clock, and a touchdown, which obviously gets you points, none of which involve you not scoring and the clock continuing to run. Although if you just elect to kick a field goal here, you play it safe and you guarantee a chance at 3 points. The ball's right. This is basically an extra point for Kyler Van Voorst, and he's proven to be very good at those. Jays are bringing the offense out, and they're going to try and run one more play here. So first and goal from the 4 with 7 seconds left. Jays are out of timeouts. Here's Roberts in the pistol. 2 receivers left, 1 to his right. He takes a shoulder high snap, gives to Coons left. He's got to get into the end zone, dives head first, and he's in for a Gehlen Catholic touchdown. Oh, what a clutch touchdown run for Wyatt Coons. He scores from 4 yards out. And Gehlen Catholic takes a 20-7 lead right before the half came to an end. It's the 3rd touchdown run of the night for Wyatt Coons, unofficially at 244 yards rushing. He has been the offense and then some here tonight for Gehlen Catholic. Point after try from Kyler Van Voorst. His line drive wide left and no good. And so with 2 seconds left to go in the half, Gehlen has a 20-7 lead on South O'Brien. We'll take a short break. Be back with the kickoff after this here on KLEM.
Hi, this is Julie Hurt with Century 21 ProLink in Lamar's, your local real estate expert dedicated to results. Whether buying or selling a home, call me, Julie Hurt, with Century 21 ProLink in Lamar's at 540-7757. That's 540-7757.
Lamar's Agri Center, your local source for top-performing Kent feed products, bulk grass seed, bulk bird seed, lawn care essentials, dust control solutions, and much more, all accompanied with exceptional service. The Lamar's Agri Center, your source for everything that grows.
Advanced Eye Healthcare, Dr. Becky DeRuyter knows all of our student athletes need to keep their eye on the ball. Make sure with an eye exam at Advanced Eye Healthcare at Walmart Vision Center in Lamar's. Dr. Becky DeRuyter.
This is Dan Lemon, and you're listening to Jay's Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to the football field here in Paullina at South O'Brien High School. Daniel Versteg with you, where Gehlen Catholic has a 20-7 lead, and you can thank Wyatt Coons for all 3 of those scores. Unofficially, the stat line, 17 carries, 244 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Wyatt Coons. He's been a machine here, and it's only the first half. Here comes the kickoff with 2 seconds left in the half. Jays up 20-7, and it's a squibber right up the middle to force a return. A high bounce is fielded at the 25-yard line, and this play will end the half. The kickoff is dragged down at the 20. Time runs out, and it is halftime here in Paullina. With the score, Gehlen Catholic 20, South O'Brien 7. The Jays have been dominant, and Gehlen will get the football to start the second half of play as well, which will be very impactful for their momentum. We will take a break. We'll come back, get you a recap of the first half, get you caught up on some scores around the area, and we'll get you ready for half number 2. That's all coming up during our halftime coverage tonight from Paullina, where once again, Gehlen Catholic has a 20-7 lead on South O'Brien. We'll take a break and be back with more football action after this. You're listening to Gehlen Catholic Football on KLEM.
Lamar's Physical Therapy wants to wish our student athletes a successful and injury-free season. But if injury occurs, our therapists are here to get you back into the game. No doctor referral needed. Call us at 546-1718. Lamar's Physical Therapy, your hometown therapy provider.
At Roosters Harley-Davidson in Sioux City, you can find your perfect ride with bikes, gear, and service you can trust. Find them online at roostersh-d.com or stop by Roosters Harley-Davidson today, where your next ride is waiting. Every day is game day when you feel your best. At Game Day Men's Health in Dakota Dunes, they help you boost energy, build muscle, and reclaim your edge. Get your testosterone checked today and visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com for more.
Hey, Bobby Blazer, how long you been waiting in that line? Head over with me to Easy Clean Car Wash. They're going to get you in and out in no time and make that black coat of yours look like $1,000,000.
Say, thanks there, Mickey Mustang. I've been out four-wheeling and I got lots of mud and stuff in my wheel wells and other places as well.
Bobby, didn't Libby Lexus tell you that Easy Clean Car Wash will pre-spray those hard-to-reach places, give you a quick massage, and make you feel and look like a whole new truck?
So that's what Libby Lexus has been up to. You know, Mickey, she's looking fine.
Easy Clean Car Wash on 12th Street, east of Hy-Vee and Lamar.
Men's fashions, tuxedo rentals, and dry cleaning services. That's Mesher's Clothing, downtown Lamar's. Open weekdays 9 till 5:30, Saturdays 9 till 4. See Chad for all your fashion needs. That's Mesher's in the middle, downtown Lamar's.
Make sure you can see the ball clearly. Schedule your annual eye exam today at Gretchen Family Eye Care, downtown Lamar's. They'll treat you like family, and they have the most stylish eyewear selection in town. Gretchen Family Eye Care.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Wagner Auto Supply is proud to support our area athletes and their families. As you travel from game to game, take care of your vehicle with new filters, batteries, windshield wipers, and wiper fluid from Wagner Auto Supply, 1st Street Northwest, Lamar's.
Get more because you deserve more with Kylie Petty's Century 21 ProLink, serving Lamar since 2011. Wishing our local teams a successful season. Visit KyliePetty.com for your real estate needs.
Success is born of skill and team. Like the teams playing, CNOS has combined award-winning skill and teamwork into the premier medical facility in the region. For the areas of joint, bone, muscle, nerve, and brain are treated with the skills of comprehensive care from a team of highly trained experts. And CNOS takes care of many of the student athletes in Siouxland. CNOS is proud to bring you this game. Go to cnos.net to learn more.
This is Lane Knipe, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Paullina, the South O'Brien High School football field for tonight's Class A District 1 contest as the Gehlen Catholic Jays lead South O'Brien by a score of 20-7. And that score is your halftime score as we welcome you into our halftime coverage tonight. Daniel Versteg with you here on KLEM Radio. You can also watch this game live on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel, where right now you're getting a look at the South O'Brien Marching Band. It's might be a little tough to hear them, but that is because we are currently talking about the first half of play here in Paullina tonight. Again, your score, Gehlen Catholic 20 and South O'Brien 7. Well, just a monster first half. I mean, for Wyatt Coons, boy, he cannot run the football any better than he is doing right now. I didn't even know it was possible to record 240 yards rushing in the first half of a high school football game, but, well, Wyatt certainly proves that to be the case here tonight. We'll give you the rundown here on the first half stats in just a moment. We're also going to get you some scores from around Northwest Iowa, some very pivotal games, both in this district, some of the other districts involving area teams. We want to get you those scores here coming up during our halftime coverage here tonight. So we will do that here in just a moment. But first, let's run down some of the first half stats. First for Gehlen Catholic, as they end up finishing the half with a total of 278 yards rushing, 12 yards passing. They total 290 yards of offense. Jack Roberts is 1 of 3 passing for 12 yards. Those 12 yards came on a completion to Drake Knipe, or Landon. No, it is Drake Knipe. I beg your pardon. I couldn't read my 2 versus a 12 there. Drake Knipe had the one completed pass tonight for Roberts. But, of course, the offensive explosion has come from Wyatt Coons. 17 carries unofficially for 244 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. I wondered if this would be a possibility because South O'Brien has given up some very big rushing plays at times, a number of times throughout the season. In fact, if you look at a couple of weeks ago, they played Sioux Central. They played Sioux Central 2 weeks ago, and they allowed the Rebels to run for 483 yards as a team against them. The previous week, Sibley Ocheden ran for 377 yards against them. So this is a team that is prone to allowing big running plays, and that is certainly the case here tonight. And it's been really one man. Wyatt Coons, 244 of his team's 290 yards of offense. For South O'Brien, the Wolverines, we kind of wondered this would be the case, and it certainly is. They are getting a lot of their opportunities to move the football through the air, and that is should not come as a surprise if you did a little bit of research and looked at some of the numbers, watched some of the film like the coaches did, as we talked about on our pregame show. They like to pass the football, and we've seen that here tonight. The total output offensively, 9 of 14 passing for Brady Riedemann for 134 yards and 1 touchdown. His top receiver tonight has been Brody Van Beek. He's caught 5 passes for 94 yards and a touchdown, 66 of them on one big rushing play, or a receiving play that was the first score of the game. It came 2 plays into the contest, and since then the Wolverines have not been able to find the end zone. Other receiving targets, you've got Marshall Warnke with a catch for 17 yards. Jaden Krieber had a phenomenal catch for 14 yards. Running the football, the leader there is Krieber. He ran for 23 yards on one play, and that has been the bulk of the rushing opportunities and rushing advantage that South O'Brien has gotten here tonight offensively. So that is a breakdown of the numbers in the first half. Taking a look at how we got there, again, we mentioned South O'Brien scored on their second play of the night, a 66-yard touchdown pass from Brady Riedemann to Brody Van Beek. That made it 7-0. Gehlen Catholic countered just a few plays into their second drive, 4 plays in, as a matter of fact, and a 39-yard touchdown run from Wyatt Coons. That tied us at 7 apiece. And it looked like, for just a moment, that South O'Brien was once again going to get an opportunity to march downfield and score a touchdown to take the lead. They got all the way down to the red zone at about the 14-yard line of Gehlen Catholic, but they were stood up there the next 3 plays and were turned over on downs in trying to take the advantage early in the ball game. The ensuing Gehlen Catholic drive turned into a punt. South O'Brien also had to punt on their next drive. And then the Gehlen Catholic third drive of the night. It goes, a total of 77 yards, a lot of it on one play, and it ends with a 15-yard touchdown run by Wyatt Coons. That made it 14 7. The very next South O'Brien drive, first play, a Drake Knipe INT, and that gave them the football right back. Gehlen started driving, got down to the red zone themselves at the South O'Brien 11-yard line, but they fumbled the football away. It was Easton Spangler coughing it up to Marshall Warnke. South O'Brien gets it back. They get a little bit of progress, but have to line up to punt. That leads Gehlen Catholic to their 2-minute drive offensively, and they take advantage of it, going 62 yards in 2 minutes and 6 seconds, capping it off with a 4-yard touchdown run by Wyatt Coons. The point after try on that one was no good, and we get to our 20-7 contest here at the half. A remarkable showing for Gehlen Catholic, especially from Wyatt Coons on the offensive side. Again, 244 yards rushing here tonight. It does not technically feel real that he's been able to do that here this evening, but he has. And, boy, South O'Brien has had no answer for stopping the run. And, again, I talked about the 2 games that they allowed big running plays, but it's really been pretty consistent this year. They've had a tough time shutting down the run. Opponents, on average, are rushing for 250 yards per game against them. Jays have that already in the first half of this contest. So, again, Gehlen Catholic has a 20-7 lead on South O'Brien here in a Class A District 1 football game. Again, we told you about it in the pregame, about the kind of implications for playoff positioning that lie here for Gehlen Catholic. A win here would give the Jays a little bit more higher hopes of trying to make the playoffs in Class A, out of Class A District 1. While a loss does not kill their playoff chances, it makes them just a little bit trickier and makes them have to sweat things out a little bit more next week. Now, they might still have to sweat things out with Sibley, Cheaton, and Sioux Central, but a win would certainly put them in a better spot to deal with the stress that would come with that football game, as they might do a little scoreboard watching of that contest. But again, your halftime score here this evening in Paullina, it is Gehlen Catholic 20 and South O'Brien 7. Now the big thing for the Jays, they're going to get the football here to start the second half of the contest, with South O'Brien electing to receive the opening kickoff. And the very important thing is the Jays can't lose any intensity. You got to keep the pressure up, you got to keep the momentum up, and you got to keep pounding it down South O'Brien's throats. At this point, they have not proven that they've been able to stop it. And so why would you go away from it, right? You got to be able to give the ball to Wyatt Coons. He's got to be able to run the football, and we'll see if the Jays can turn this potentially 2-for-1 opportunity, scoring right before the end of the first half. An excellent job, by the way, of using just about the entire clock, scoring then, and seeing if you can turn it into a 2-for-1 opportunity when you get the football to start the second half of play. I would love to see the Jays come out and just work a nice, long, call it 5-6 minute drive, go 65, 70 yards, and punch it in for another touchdown. Because the other aspect to all of this, too, and you don't want to, say, run up the score or anything like that, but it is very important that Gehlen Catholic takes at least a 17-point lead, because that plays into the 17-point tiebreaker that could go into the scenario, the kind of scenario we really don't want to think about right now, but is very possible. The scenario would be if things stay the same this week, where Sibley Cheaton, I assume, is leading Hartley Melvin Sanborn anyway, and Gehlen Catholic beats South O'Brien, you'd have Gehlen and Sibley Cheaton tied at 3-2 in the district, Sioux Central at 2-3. If Gehlen were to lose to West Sioux and Sioux Central beats Sibley Cheaton, it would force a 3-way tie for 2 playoff spots. And because everybody's beating each other, you go to a 17-point tiebreaker. And that's what kept Lamar's community out of the playoffs in Class 4A last year. Of course, their RPI didn't help them either. But the first primary tiebreak there was that 17-point tiebreaker. That kept the Bulldogs out of the playoffs. The last thing we want is to see that keep the Jays out of the playoffs. So if the Jays can get a victory here and do so with the maximum amount of points gained to that tiebreaker, that'd be very critical. And we'll see if Gehlen can at least take a 17-point lead at some point in this contest. The first drive of the second half, I think, will go a long way into determining that. Well, we'll take a break, come back to Paullina, and when we do, we'll run down some scores from around Northwest Iowa. We'll get you some scores from Class A District 1 and some other matchups around Plymouth County, maybe some other notable contests happening around the area, where, again, here in Paullina, Gehlen Catholic leads South O'Brien by a score of 20-7. Take a break, and we'll start we'll run down the scores for you coming up around Northwest Iowa. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. You are listening to Gehlen Catholic Football right here on KLEM Radio.
From playtime to game time, Launchpad Children's Museum fuels young imaginations while our hometown sports teams inspire the next generation of champions. Best of luck to our area teams from Launchpad Children's Museum.
Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's is a proud supporter of area athletics. They focus on strong, healthy bodies with all their dairy products. And they continue to strive hard to provide the best possible dairy products to their customers. That's Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's. Connected Electric South is your electrical headquarters for residential, commercial, and agriculture. Call for a free quote today at 546-5062. Call Connected Electric South for all your electrical needs. 546-5062.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
MRK Insurance knows that teamwork is dream work. At MRK Insurance, you get a great partner for all of your insurance needs. Visit them today on Central Avenue in Lamar's for a no-obligation quote for all of your insurance needs. That's MRK Insurance in Lamar's.
Murphy, Collins, and McGill PLC in Lamar's supports our local student athletes, trusted for generations with reliable legal guidance. So when you are in need of legal services, consult with one of the attorneys at Murphy, Collins, and McGill PLC, located at 38 First Avenue Northwest, Lamar's, Iowa.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Certified Public Accountants Cruz & Cruz extend their support to all the athletes and remind everyone, in the spirit of sports, participation is more important than winning. Cruz & Cruz Accounting, proud to be a sponsor of KLEM Sports.
Gehlen Catholic School, excellence in education, leadership through Christ. For information, check their website at GehlenCatholic.org.
Hey sports fans, this is Perry from the Ace Hardware downtown Lamar's. Maintain your home and yard with advice and products from Ace. We'll help you get it done more efficiently so you have time to go to the next game. Ace Hardware, Lamar's.
This is Nathan Kolbeck, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
Well, we welcome you back to our halftime coverage tonight from Paullina, where the Gehlen Catholic Jays lead the South O'Brien Wolverines by a score of 20-7 here in a Class A District 1 football contest. The Jays certainly could use a victory here tonight to help themselves in trying to qualify for the playoffs for the 5th consecutive season. Again, the score, Gehlen 20 and South O'Brien 7. Well, let's take this time to take a look at some scores around Plymouth County. We'll also get some scores to you around Class A District 1. There are a number of big football games that are taking place around the listening area, and a lot of them are potentially for district championships. So let's run those down for you. First, starting at Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamar's, the halftime score saw second-ranked Sergeant Bluff Luton leading Lamar's 21-0, and they're actually well ahead of us now. So the update we just got midway through the third quarter is that the Warriors have added to their lead now at 28-0 over Lamar's. So the Bulldogs are staring a second-place spot in the district race down, and certainly will make our contest that we'll have for you coming up next week on KLEM at Fort Dodge very monumental for the Bulldogs if they want to qualify for the playoffs. But we'll talk about that, of course, as we get into it. Other scores involving, well, a district championship in Class A District 1 in Marcus. Top-ranked and unbeaten MMCRU leads fourth-ranked and unbeaten West Sioux. That is 14-7 at the half in favor of the Royals. Also, district championship on the line in Class 8 Player District 1, where 9th-ranked Kingsley Pearson is trailing number 7-ranked Grettinger Taylor Ruth Van Aerscher. That score 26-22. That game is nearing the halftime break and should be there here at any minute. Other scores around Northwest Iowa. Hinton leads Lawton Bronson 7-6. It is Akron Westfield trailing St. Albert by a margin of 7-0. That is in Class A District 8. Other scores of note, we'll try and track some of those down here in Class A District 1. We also, we've got Sibley Ocheyedan playing here tonight. And the score, boy, Generals are dominating HMS at the half, 43-0 in favor of Sibley Ocheyedan there. So the Generals are certainly maxing out their opportunity to add to their tie-breaking edge there, potentially for a playoff spot. The non-district game in Class A District 1 has Sioux Central up on Belmont Clemmy 31-14 at the half. And again, the score in Marcus, it is 14-7. MMCRU leads West Sioux at the halftime break. Let's get you some other scores around Northwest Iowa here tonight. We'll go to Alta, where Ridgeview leads Alta Aurelia 38-0 at the half. Unity Christian is up on Boyden Hall Rock Valley 7-0 in the third quarter. Cherokee has a lead on Western Christian 21-14 at the half. Sioux Center is taking it to Algona 21-0 in the third quarter. MOC Floyd Valley trailing Humboldt at the half, 7-0. Woodbury Central has a 20-0 lead on Logan Magnolia. And for any Lamar's community fans, this is a score of note. Fort Dodge only leads Storm Lake 6-0 at the halftime break. Boy, I feel more and more confident with the Bulldogs heading to Fort Dodge next week. The Dodgers have really not showed up very well in district competition this year. Central Lyon has a 12-0 lead over Sheldon in the third quarter. It is Spencer leading Sioux City West 14-0 in the second. Okoboji has a 14-8 lead on OABCIG in the third quarter. And the other score we have, St. Edmund is crushing Harris Lake Park in Class 8 Player District 1 by a score of 58-0 in the second quarter of play. But again, the halftime score that matters most to you listening and watching this contest, it is Gehlen Catholic ahead of South O'Brien by a margin of 20-0. We'll take a short break, and we are going to get the second half kicked off when you come back with us to Paullina. You're listening to Gehlen Catholic Football right here on KLEM Lamar's.
Score big with the Sitzman Real Estate Team. Hometown realtors Shane, Peggy, Lance, and Patty are cheering the Lamar's Bulldogs and Gehlen Jays on to a victory. Buying or selling, call the Sitzman Real Estate Team today at 546-7881.
For all of your commercial or residential concrete or construction needs, J-Max Construction is ready for you. At J-Max Construction, you can be sure that your project will be handled with great customer service as well as the best-of-class construction and concrete work. Call J-Max Construction and Concrete today at 540-0574.
Siouxland Glass is so glad you're supporting local athletes and listening to this great matchup. Siouxland Glass wants me to tell you that if you have a chip or crack in your windshield or need the whole thing replaced, you can call them at 540-9080. Siouxland Glass.
Floyd Valley Healthcare wants you to play at the peak of your skills. Don't forget to stretch your muscles, hydrate, and schedule your wellness checks to reach your full potential. Best of luck from Floyd Valley Healthcare in Lamar.
This is Kane Kearns, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Paullina as we get ready to start the second half of play. Daniel Versteg, happy to be with you once again as week 7 of the high school football season continues along. It is crazy that we are in week 7 and firmly into the month of October already. It felt like yesterday was week 1. My goodness, this season has flown by. Gehlen Catholic has a 20-7 lead on South O'Brien as we get ready to start the second half of this matchup. And again, Gehlen is going to get the football here to start the second half of play, so they've got that edge going for them. And they'll have an opportunity to really punctuate that big score they had right before the end of the first half. they'll have a chance to make it a 3-possession ball game right out of the get-go. And here we go, ready to kick this one away for South O'Brien. That is Brady Riedemann, I do believe. And here we go. From his own 40-yard line, sends a right-footed bouncing squibber up the right numbers, fielded by Easton Spangler, and he goes into a knee slide at the 37-yard line. Now, that is a nice job there by Spangler. He gets the possession first and foremost, and there's no real need to do much of anything outside of that. 11:59 to go in the third quarter, and Gehlen has the football at their own 37-yard line to start their first drive of the night. Gehlen Catholic again leads 20-7, so trying to put themselves up 3 possessions here in this ball game. Well, and I have to imagine we're going to see a heavy dose of number 16 and Wyatt Kuntz running the football once again. First and 10 for Gehlen from their own 37-yard line. 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right of Jack Roberts, who lines up in the pistol. And Roberts takes a snap. Turns left, there's Wyatt Kuntz running up the middle, and he's ankle tackled across the 40. They're going to spot him right at the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 3 yards for Wyatt Kuntz. It'll be second down and 7. Boy, it's hard to say. Wyatt Kuntz with a gain of 3 without there being another number after that, because he's had multiple 30-yard gains here tonight, which is just kind of incredible to think about. Here is a second down and 7 for Gehlen from their own 40-yard line, as the Jays look to try and make that 2-for-1 opportunity hurt, and to see if they can take a 3-possession lead here in the third quarter. Second down and 7 for the 40. Snap to Roberts, hands off the right side. Wyatt Kuntz bounces off tackle toward the right numbers, 45, and he runs through a defender at the 46. He stopped just short of the line to gain, right at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 6 yards there for Wyatt Kuntz, and it'll set up third down and 1. Now, nice run there for Kuntz. And again, sets up third down and very manageable. He's done that a couple of times here tonight, even when the second down play was really nowhere in business of putting the Jays in third and manageable. Here's third and 1 for Gehlen at their own 46-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 left, 2 men in the backfield, and the pistol set is Roberts. And he takes a snap. Why not give it to Old Reliable again? A big first down for Kuntz. Right numbers across midfield. 45-40 deep into Wolverine territory. He's down at the 36-yard line. Big gain there for Wyatt Kuntz. It goes for 18 yards. And it is more than enough for a Gehlen Catholic first down. 18 yards for Mr. Wyatt Kuntz. 20 carries here tonight. Unofficially for 271 yards and 3 touchdowns. First and 10 for Gehlen Catholic from the South O'Brien 36-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right of Roberts lining up in the pistol. And Roberts claps his hands, takes a helmet high snap. He gives to Spangler this time, straight up ahead, up the right hash, and he's dragged down at the 31-yard line. It is a 5-yard gain for number 5, Easton Spangler. That sets up second down and 5. More bad news from Jim Lorenzen Field. Sergeant Bluff Luton has a 35-0 lead over Lamar's Community, so that looks to be well decided here tonight, as the Bulldogs will take their first district loss of the season. Second down and 5 for the Jays from the South O'Brien 31-yard line. 2 receivers line up to the right, 1 to the left of Roberts in the pistol. On second and manageable, 5 yards to go. Fake the give to Spangler, hand off the left side. Kuntz, big hole, left numbers to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, up the sideline to the 10, and he's brought down there at the 10-yard line. Oh, man, Wyatt Kuntz, you just cannot run the football any better than him. Another 20 yards for Kuntz. I've got him for 291 yards. And it is first down and 10 for the Jays at the South O'Brien 11-yard line. Well, he'd certainly be doing his best Cole McCarty and Cale Pearson impersonation here tonight if he could get over 300 yards once again. First and 10 for Gehlen at the South O'Brien 11-yard line. Out of the pistol look again is Roberts. Spangler to his right, Kuntz directly behind him. On first and 10 from the 11, the give to Wyatt straight ahead, and they hit him high and hit him low, bring him down for just a couple of yards to the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 2 for Wyatt Kuntz, or maybe just 1. They're going to spot him at the 10, so it'll be second down and 9. And it'll be A very modest gain that time for Wyatt, whose yards per carry average is still above 10 after 22 touches of the football. 8:18 to go in the third quarter, and this is the kind of drive I was really hoping the Jays would go on right to start the second half. And it's taken almost 4 minutes off the clock. It's been a beauty so far. Roberts on 2nd and 9 gives to Spangler. Runs off the left side. He cuts out the tackle. Tackled across the 5, and he's tripped up to the 2-yard line. A gain of 8 for Easton Spangler. It'll be 3rd down and 1 here for Gehlen Catholic as Spangler technically does not get the first down. Jays can still get a first down without scoring on 3rd down and 1 from the 2-yard line. I wonder if you just give the ball to number 5 here and let him eat. We'll see what the Jays like to do. 3rd down and 1 from the South O'Brien 2-yard line. Spangler's off the left hip of Roberts with Coons directly behind him. 2 receivers left, clap of the hands. Hand off to Coons left side. Dives head first. He's into the end zone for the 4th time tonight. And another Gehlen Catholic touchdown. Wyatt Coons, have yourself a night. It's a 2-yard touchdown run, his 4th of the evening, and Gehlen Catholic leads it 26-7 over South O'Brien. Well, that was exactly the drive the Jays needed. It took 4 minutes and 36 seconds off of the clock, and the Jays do go 2 for 1 with a score right before the halftime break and a score here to start the second half as well. The 2-point try lined up. Roberts fakes the give to Coons. Bootlegs right. He throws into the flats for Spangler, and the 2-point try is converted. 2 yards deep in the end zone for the 2-point try, and the Jays get that missed point after back. It is 28-7. Gehlen leads South O'Brien. We'll take a break and be back with more of this matchup from Paullina in just a moment here on KLEM.
Make sure your life runs smoothly with an upgraded internet package from Premier Communications, connecting you with the internet speed and television access package that best fits your wants and needs. Premier Communications is happy to support our area coaches, athletes, and the parents who support them. Have a great season.
Klein Insulation can provide you with a complete insulation system for your attic, crawl spaces, and foundation walls. Call Kyle with Klein Insulation at 540-5691. That's 540-5691.
Touchdown for great times at the Lamar's Eagles Club. Join us Tuesday nights for bingo, and don't miss our delicious Wednesday night burger night. Proud sponsors of local athletics, where the fun never stops. Visit the Eagles Club this week.
This is Jack Roberts, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
Well, the Jays exploit the advantage they have in the ground game once again, with Wyatt Coons dominating their first drive of the second half. It goes for a total of 8 plays, 63 yards in 4.5 minutes, and is capped off by another 2-yard rushing touchdown for Wyatt Coons, who has now run the ball 23 times for 294 yards and 4 touchdowns unofficially. Here comes the kickoff from Kyler Van Voorst. It's a right-footed end-over-end boot, and it's fielded at the 11-yard line by Brody Van Beek. He runs it out in between the hashes to the 20, hit at the 25, sheds out of it, left seam to the 30. He is ankle tackled and finally dragged down at the 33-yard line. Drake Knipe with a nice stop there of a very dangerous returner. We haven't talked about that a whole lot tonight, but Brody Van Beek has run 2 kicks back for touchdowns this year, and so that is one of those kind of plays where you do not want to let him break free and give the Wolverines any chance and any semblance of momentum. But a nice job there by Drake Knipe to put that to rest. And with 7:16 to go in the third quarter, Jays up 28-7, and the Wolverines line up on 1st and 10 from their own 32. Trying to get something rolling. Out of the shotgun is Reedham, he pitches it right, late, and it's, Steins is pile-driven into the turf by Dane Lehman. Dane Lehman grabbed him and planted him at the 28-yard line. Steins had nowhere to go. It's a loss of 4 on the play and an incredibly clean, hard hit from Dane Lehman. It's a loss of 4 yards, and the Wolverines cannot even come close to running the football to the effectiveness of Gehlen Catholic tonight. 2nd and 14 from the 28. Here come the Wolverines to the line. 2-by-2 set. Reedham into the shotgun. He takes a snap. 3-step drop. Throws over the middle. That ball is caught. It's Wyatt Coons on the interception. It's an interception for Coons, a sliding play at the 38-yard line. And I found a way his day just got better. He's run for nearly 300 yards, and now he's turned the Wolverines over at the 38-yard line of South O'Brien. Although there is a discussion about it happening, but it is going to be the second interception of the year for Wyatt Coons. And he gives the Jays the football at the South O'Brien 38-yard line. Excellent job by Coons. He read that route and was right there on the backside to intercept the pass. So a 6:33 to go in the third. Jays have the football, 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Here is Roberts in the pistol. He turns right, gives to Spangler straight ahead, dances up in between the hashes to the 35, and he's finally dragged down there. It's a 3-yard gain for Spangler, and that'll set up 2nd down and 7. So Wyatt Coons has done just about everything there is to do on the football field tonight. He has run for nearly 300 yards. He's been able to record an interception on defense. He ran for 4 touchdowns here tonight. I mean, you name it, Wyatt can do it. And this has been a fun game to watch from that perspective. 2nd down, and we'll say about 7. As the Jays will line up 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Out of the pistol set is Roberts. He turns right, screen pass out there. It is caught on the numbers by Drake Knipe, sidesteps a defender, 35, and Knipe is driven down to the 31-yard line. A good gain there for Drake on his 2nd reception of the night. He gets to the 31-yard line. That's about a 6-yard gain. Set up 3rd down and about 2 to go. 3rd down and 2 for Gehlen, and the Jays, again, are in no urgency to snap the football quickly, which is just killing this clock for South O'Brien. Already down to 5:10 to go in the 3rd. Jays have done an outstanding job milking the clock here. On 3rd and 2 from the 30, out of the pistol is Roberts. He takes a snap, fakes to give to Spangler, gives off the left side, and running off tackle is Jaden Langle. Left numbers to the 30, and he's dragged down from behind at about the 28-yard line. No, that is Wyatt Coons again. I beg your pardon. I thought that was Langle wearing number 22, but it is Coons wearing number 16. Got thrown off by the jersey. It is a pickup of 2 to the 28, and I believe it should be enough for a 1st down. Whoa, no way. They're signaling 4th down. That ball is touching the line to gain. How is that not a 1st down?
Looks like it'll be 4th and short for the Jays.
Wow.
4th and a yard to go from the
4th and a yard is the most generous yard I've ever heard. It's 4th and the tip of the football, maybe. Ball is at the South O'Brien 28, hand to Spangler, and he's easily gotten that. Tackled forward for a pickup of 25 yards, a pickup of 3 to the 25, and he needed an inch, but he got 3 yards, so he certainly blew it out of the water, and it is a 1st down for Gehlen Catholic to the Wolverine 25-yard line. Lamar's Community is on the board. They trail Sergeant Bluff Luton 35-7 in the 4th quarter. A Joaquin Hernandez touchdown run. And now Gehlen Catholic with 1st and 10 from the South O'Brien 25, leading the Wolverines 28-7, 3:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. And here's Roberts in the pistol. 2 receivers right, 1 left. He takes a snap, fakes the give to Coons, bootlegs to his right. He's going to keep. Gets a block downfield. Right numbers 20, 15, 10, 5 toward the pylon. Bulls over a defender to the end zone, and he's in for a Gehlen Catholic touchdown. Boy, you ran it so many times with Wyatt, and then Jack keeps it on the bootleg around the right side. He gets in on the scoring fun. It's a 25-yard touchdown for the Gehlen Catholic signal caller, Jack Roberts, and the Jays have a 34-7 lead in this matchup. Well, what a great read there by Roberts. The Wolverines had finally sold out on the run, and Roberts just tucked it and ran off the right side. That is a great scoring play. Point after try from Van Voorst is blocked, and the Jays will not get that point after. With 3:31 to go in the 3rd, it's all Gehlen. 34-7 over South O'Brien. And we'll take a short break. Be back to Paullina in just a moment. You're listening to Gehlen Catholic Football here on KLEM.
Willow Lodge Pet Resort wants to wish all of our area athletes best of luck in tonight's game. Whether leaving town for vacation or just need a place for your pet during the workday, see Willow Lodge Pet Resort today on Prospect Street in Lamars.
Young and old alike enjoy the competition of high school sports. Some participate, some watch, and some remember how it was. It's only a game, but it offers great life lessons and memories that last a lifetime. A few thoughts from Dan and Lori Rexwinkle of Rexwinkle Funeral Homes in Lamar's and Akron.
Supporting our students in their endeavors at school is important to Prime Bank. Making sure that our students have the best chance for success is why we work hard to provide our backing. Prime Bank wishes all of our teams and groups good luck.
This is Drake Hodson, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Paullina and the South O'Brien High School football field. Daniel Versteg with you. With 3:31 left to go in the third quarter, a Jack Roberts 25-yard touchdown run has given Gehlen Catholic the lead. Now sitting at 34-7, really giving themselves enough cushion to where if South O'Brien does put together a little bit of a comeback, they would have that cushion to be able to survive when it comes to the 17-point plus or minus 17-point tiebreaker, which would be very impactful if we do get into that nightmare scenario of a three-way tie for 2 playoff spots in the district. Here we go. Kickoff coming right to left from Van Voorst. Line drive end over end boot. Fielded inside the 10-yard line by Van Beek. He runs it up left seam 15. Runs in between the hashes 25. Shoulders a tackle at the 26. And is brought down at the 27-yard line. Not a bad return there for Brody Van Beek. South O'Brien will start with the football. They'll stay at their own 28-yard line. So South O'Brien finds themselves behind the 8 ball with 3:13 left to go in the third quarter. By the way, in Marcus, MMCRU still leads West Sioux 14-7 in the fourth quarter. That score has not changed since halftime. 1st and 10 here for South O'Brien. They actually will spot at the 27-yard line of the Wolverines. Ball is right in between the hashes, and in the shotgun here is Riedemann. 2 on either side, and a quick screen pass left is caught on the numbers of the 25-30, and it's Jaden Krieber diving headfirst to the 34-yard line. He's got a nice 7-yard gain for Krieber. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for South O'Brien to the 34. Krieber's made so many phenomenal plays on the basketball court. We saw that a couple of times in February for Gehlen playing South O'Brien both late in the regular season and in the district tournament. And Krieber makes a nice play there for 7 yards. It is 2nd down and about 2.5 to go here for South O'Brien at about their own 34-yard line. 2 receivers either side of the formation, and the shotgun is Riedemann, and the Jays jump. Boy, they didn't break the plane of the neutral zone somehow. Hand up the middle and a big hit of that pile as Kane Kearns shuts down the running play once again. It's like it was Braden Steins on the run once again. They're going to signal no gain on the play. And it will be 3rd down and about 3 to go. Should also mention, speaking of postseason tournaments, Gehlen Catholic's volleyball matchup with Akron Westfield that was scheduled for the regional tournament opening round, that has been changed to a matchup at South O'Brien. So we'll be back here in Paullina coming up on Monday, October 20th. They had not put the right bracket out initially. 3rd down and 3 from the 34. Screen pass right. It's caught by Van Beek outside the hash. He breaks a tackle in the backfield, tries to get vertical to the 35, gets to the 36, and he's hit out of bounds by Dane Lehman as well as Landon Knipe. It's a pickup of 2 to the 36, and this will be 4th down and 1 here for South O'Brien. On the pickup of just 2 yards for Brody Van Beek. So 4th and 1 for the Wolverines. The lineup for a quarterback sneak straight ahead. Jays might have stood tall. The line judge's placement means this could be short, as the Wolverines had to get to the 37-yard line. And I think we're going to have to get a measurement here, unless they just eyeball it. And they keep looking down the line, and they're going to say it is a 1st down for Gehlen. The quarterback sneak did not have enough to get the 1st down, and Gehlen Catholic will start with the football at the South O'Brien 36. And Mark Furman is asking for a measurement. But the referee is saying, I can see it from here, that is not a 1st down. So they are not going to humor that. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Gehlen Catholic at the South O'Brien 36-yard line, forcing another turnover on downs, the second one of its kind here tonight. Gehlen starting in Wolverine territory again. 57 seconds left in the third quarter. Gehlen 1st and 10, a hand right side. Wyatt Coons runs in between the hashes, and he gets some positive yardage to the 34-yard line. It is a pickup of 2 yards for Wyatt Coons. Maybe a little bit of extracurriculars after the play with the Gehlen offensive lineman trying to stand up for their running back in Wyatt Coons, who might have taken a shot down there on that pile. It is a pickup of 2 for Wyatt Coons, making it 2nd down and 8. And it has gone final at Jim Lorenzen Field. Sergeant Bluff Luton beats Lamar's 35-7 and takes sole possession of first place in Class 4A District 1. We'll have a recap of that game with Coach Ken Vigdahl coming up tomorrow morning on the KLEM Coach's Corner. 2nd down and 8 for the Jays at the South O'Brien 34-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Roberts fakes to give to Spangler, hands off the left side. Coons, he's dragged down and brought down for a loss. They spot him at the 36-yard line. It is a loss of 2 for Wyatt Coons. And a very rare negative play tonight for Coons. I believe that is the first negative gain for Coons. And that will take us into the fourth quarter of play. Your score, Gehlen 34, South O'Brien 7. And we'll take a break. Fourth quarter starts next here on KLEM.
Hubbard's Lawn Care Service will provide you with the services needed for the best-looking lawn in your neighborhood. So whether it's thatching, fertilizing, or simply maintaining your freshly cut grass, call Hubbard's Lawn Care at 546-4087.
Hi, Jessica G. Well, hello, Libby Lexus. I'm so excited to get the spa treatment at Easy Clean Car Wash. My owner knows how much I love the soft water. Oh, and the quick massage just makes my bumpers tingle.
And the blow dry is to die for. It always leaves my exterior sleek and shiny.
My owner bought me a year pass so I can have the spa treatment anytime I want.
Hey, ladies. Ooh, nice tires.
Oh, Mickey Mustang, you're such a player.
Easy Clean Car Wash. Give your car the spa treatment today. 12th Street east of Hy-Vee Lamar's.
For all your construction needs, trust the Wilchin Brothers. They're a Better Business Bureau accredited business and will be there every step of the way to get your project done right. Call 546-4135 for Wilchin Brothers Incorporated.
This is Quentin Johnson, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We're ready to start the fourth quarter of play here in Paullina with Gehlen Catholic up big on South O'Brien. The score 34-7, and the Jays have dominated this game in the trenches. Coach Schindler had mentioned that, and that, hey, they have to be able to win the battle up front, and I would say the running total has been very indicative of that. 296 yards, 4 touchdowns for Wyatt Coons alone, and the Jays are pushing 400 yards rushing as a team. It's been just an incredible showing offensively. And now it is 3rd down, and we'll say 10 to go for the Jays from the South O'Brien 36. Play action. Roberts takes a shot over the middle of the field for Landon Knipe and threw it just a bit behind him and incomplete. Gabe Mormon was in there on the coverage. It'll be 4th down and 10 for Gehlen at the South O'Brien 36. That was a really good chance to try and take a shot there, but just a little behind the target. And so 4th down and 10 upcoming for the Jays in Wolverine territory at the 36. And you're in no man's land. You got to go for it here at this point. I mean, this is really not punting area, certainly not field goal area for Kyler Van Voorst. 2 receivers right, 1 left of Roberts in the pistol, and he takes the snap. Play action to both backs, drops to throw. He takes a deep shot over the middle again, looking for Landon Knipe. Double coverage, and he couldn't bring it in. That pass was batted away from him and incomplete. Again, it was Gabe Mormon on the coverage, and the incompletion makes it a turnover on downs. And South O'Brien will start with the football at their own 36-yard line. So the Wolverines get a stop on defense via a turnover on downs. 11:49 to go in this fourth quarter of action. Again, the Jays have a 34-7 lead in Class A District 1 competition. South O'Brien with 1st down and 10 from the 36 and trying to make something happen at least. The Jays have a 27-point lead, so it would take 2 possessions to impact the 17-point tiebreaker if you're keeping track of that at home. First and 10 from the 36-yard line. South O'Brien with two receivers either side of Reedham into the shotgun. Drops back, throws a little screen. It's caught by Steins up the right seam. And the Gehlen defensive line swallows him whole at the 40-yard line. It is a pickup of 4 on the play. And it'll be second down and 6 on the little screen to Steins. Second down and 6, 11:27 to go in this ball game. And South O'Brien driving, trying to score after they scored on the first drive of the evening on the second play of the night and have not done anything since. Second down and 6 here for South O'Brien from their own 40-yard line. Two receivers left, two receivers right, and the shotgun Reedman drops back to pass, pressure there, throws in the flat, it is caught, and a first down up the right seam. Jaden Kraber across midfield. He's into Gehlen territory at the 46-yard line. A pickup of 14 yards and a first down for South O'Brien. That was a really nice job after the catch by Jaden Kraber, and he's got a first down and a pickup of 14 yards. South O'Brien breaks the huddle. They have first down and 10 at the Gehlen 46-yard line. 10:43 to go in this ball game. Jays up 34-7. Two receivers on either side of Reedman. He throws a screen pass left into the slot. It is caught by Kraber once again, and he's tackled up the left seam to the 42-yard line. A pickup of 4 for Kraber on his second consecutive reception, and it will be second down and 6. By the way, an update in Marcus. MMCRU still leads 14-7 on West Sioux. The Royals were on a big 90-yard drive, and the Falcons picked them off at the 30-yard line. So West Sioux is driving near midfield. Fourth quarter, down 1 score in that district championship game. We'll keep you up to date on any more developments. Second and 6 from the 42. A pitch play right, and running off the right side. This is a new back up the right seam to the 42, and the Jays stuff him just as equally as the other ones. Connor Hedberg is brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. And it'll be third down and 6 for South O'Brien from the same spot at the 42-yard line. So third and 6, the Wolverine offense trying to stay on the field with 9:35 left to go in this football game. And the Jays ahead 34-7, doing their part and trying to see if they can continue to put themselves in a spot to make the playoffs. Screen pass left caught by Kraber. That worked the last couple of times. He's able to get some yardage up to the 38. We'll say a 4-yard gain for Jaden Kraber. And that'll make it fourth down, we'll say 2 to go here for South O'Brien at the Gehlen 38-yard line. Big fourth down here. South O'Brien's got to have to find a way to stay on the field. And if they want to have a chance to score here, under 9 minutes to play in this ball game. Tight end left, a receiver either side, and then the shotgun is Reedman as a whistle is blown. And South O'Brien wants a timeout. Timeout on the field with 8:51 to go. Gehlen up 34-7, and the Wolverines have 4th and 2 when we come back to Paullina. You're listening to Gehlen Football on KLEM Lamar's.
Bob's Bike Shop, your power sports headquarters. Yamaha, Can-Am, and Club Cars. They've got the ride that fits your wild side. Visit them today on Highway 75 North in Lamar's. Proud sponsor of your local sports action.
The Lamar's Knights of Columbus Council 1466 would like to wish our teams the best of luck in the game. The Knights of Columbus is proud to support our schools and many charities throughout the year with our pork chop dinners and fish fries. Check out upcoming events by visiting their Facebook page at Lamar's KFC. Tail Trends Dog Grooming supports all of our area high school athletes. At Tail Trends Grooming, your pet is sure to get spa-like treatment, bathing, grooming, and nail trimming available. Contact Tail Trends Dog Grooming today at 546-7318.
This is Mason Small, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
Coming out of the Wolverine timeout, they have 4th and 2 with 8:51 to go in this ball game. Clap of the hands, Reedman drops the throw. The pass is batted away at the line. Mason Small denies that 4th down opportunity, and it will be a turnover on downs for South O'Brien once again, as the Wolverines are shut down on 4th down for the 3rd time tonight. Now, just a great job there by Mason Small. Got his hands up to deflect the football. And now we have had 3 straight turnover on downs in this football game. 1 for Gehlen, 2 for South O'Brien on the last 3 possessions. Speaking of turnover on downs, West Sioux just turned the football over on downs. MMCRU has it in the fourth quarter, up 14-7 on the Falcons in a potential district championship game there. Gehlen now has it 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line, their own 38-yard line. And here's Jack Roberts, a hand right, and that is Drake Knipe, I believe. Yes, it is Drake Knipe in for Wyatt Coons. Yeah, no shocker there that Wyatt will not be getting very many touches here the rest of the night. He's certainly earned some time on the sideline as Knipe loses a yard back to the 37-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Yeah, Wyatt, he can kick his feet up. He can get comfortable over there. He has certainly earned whatever kind of amenities he might get over there on the far sideline. 2nd and 11 from the 37-yard line. Roberts in the pistol, 2 receivers left and 1 to his right. He takes a snap. He gives to his left. This is the fullback, Spangler, diving forward to the 39, and they'll give him the 40-yard line. That is a 3-yard gain on the carry by Spangler. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. So 3rd down and 8 upcoming for Gehlen Catholic from their own 40-yard line. And again, Galen's job is to stay on the field as long as possible, keep the clock running, and just get out of here with a victory. The running clock is not the most important part. Winning by more than 17 is when it comes to the tiebreaker. Here's 3rd down and 8 from the 40. Roberts hands around the right side. Knipe breaks a tackle at the 40. Up the right seam, 45, and he's pile-driven down. But after a 1st down is gained to the 49-yard line. It is a 9-yard gain for Drake Knipe, and it moves the chains for a Gehlen Catholic 1st down. That is pivotal. You got to get 1st downs to stay on the field, and the Jays do that. They get the 1st down, and they'll be able to keep this clock moving with 7:15 to go in the ball game. Again, Gehlen leads South O'Brien by a margin of 34-7. And again, it would take a couple of scores here for South O'Brien to impact Galen's ability to help themselves out in that tiebreaker, should they need to be helped out in that scenario when the season ends. 1st and 10 of the 49. Roberts fakes to give to both backs. Bootlegs, throws left, and a nice catch made by Grant Arns. 45 left, numbers 40, and he's tackled up the sideline to the 35-yard line. That's a 14-yard completion to Grant Arns, and it's enough, more than enough, for a Gehlen 1st down. All right, you want to get a little confidence with the passing game, and this is a good time to do it when you're up by 27, when you really don't have anything to lose when it comes to the outcome of a passing play. A really nice pickup there for Grant Arns. 14-yard completion, 1st and 10 for Gehlen at the South O'Brien 35-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right of Roberts in the shotgun. And the pistol, he hands to Spangler. He's got a big hole. Left seam 20, 15, 10. Chase from behind to the 5. He won't be caught, and it's a Gehlen Catholic touchdown. Easton Spangler scampers into the end zone, but there's a penalty flag on the far side of the field, well behind the play. Dane Lehman does not have a helmet on, so I hope that means that this touchdown will stand. If it does, it'll be Spangler's 3rd touchdown run of the year. But we'll hold off any positive thought for just a moment for Spangler, but I think this touchdown's going to stand. Yeah, the Jays are starting to celebrate over there. And so this touchdown will count for Easton Spangler, and it is a 35-yard touchdown run for Spangler. They've got a hands-to-the-face penalty against the South O'Brien defender. And so it is a 40-7 Gehlen Catholic lead on the 35-yard touchdown run by Easton Spangler. And, well, I guess if the Jays do go for a 2 and convert it, they can turn on the running clock here with 6:13 to play. And the score now 40-7 in favor of Gehlen Catholic. So here are the Jays in the pistol. Roberts lines up 2 receivers, right, 1 left. And he takes a snap, fakes the give, throws toward the end zone, deflected up in the air and caught. The 2-point try is converted. That catch is made by Spangler a couple of yards deep in the end zone, and the 2-point try will turn the running clock on. 42-7. Gehlen leads. 6:13 to go in the ballgame. We'll take a timeout and be back with more after this from Paullina here on KLEM.
Top-notch automotive owners Jerry and Jason Mura can help with all your auto repair needs, from AC repair to transmission rebuilds, engine replacement, steering, suspension diagnostics, and more. Call 712-546-7430 or stop by Top Notch Automotive, 1600 18th Street Southwest, Lamars.
State Farm agent Michael Crank is a proud supporter of local athletics. Whether you are looking for auto, home, or health insurance, choose the agent that will be on your side. State Farm agent Michael Crank.
This is Jeremy Schindler, head coach for the Gehlen Catholic football team. You're listening to Jays Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
We're back to Paullina, the South O'Brien High School football field. Daniel Versteg with you on KLEM Lamars, online audio at KLEM1410.com. Video streaming as well on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. And we thank the great sponsors in the corner of your screen if you're watching, like Northwest Bank, Julie Hurt at Century 21 ProLink, Easy Clean Car Wash, and Pease Pizza House. Your score, Gehlen Catholic 42, South O'Brien 7. The last score, a 35-yard touchdown run by Easton Spangler, has put the Jays up by 35 and invokes the start of the running clock here tonight. By the way, that illegal use of hands to the face penalty was enforced on the kickoff. And so Gehlen will be kicking this one at the 50-yard line. The hands to the face penalty was called on the touchdown run of Easton Spangler. And, of course, the Jays did not take it on the try. So they take it on the kickoff. So they'll be kicking for the 50-yard line, meaning the Wolverines are back near the goal line to return this one as Kyler Van Voorst gets into one, a high right-footed end-over-end kick, and Van Beek still can run it. He runs it out from the 5-yard line, runs it out toward the right seam, 10-15 toward the 20, cuts it back toward the left seam to the 25, left numbers, and he's ankle tackle in the open field. And it's Drake Knipe again on a nice tackle at the 29-yard line. They'll spot him officially at the 30-yard line, and that is where South O'Brien will start with the football with 6 minutes left to go in this ball game. Again, the running clock, it can only stop for injuries, officials' timeouts, and, of course, coaches' timeouts as well. 1st and 10 for South O'Brien from the 30-yard line. The score 42-7 in favor of Gehlen Catholic, and the Jays will improve to 3-2 in Class A District 1. It does not guarantee them a playoff spot yet, but it puts them in a really good spot to get one if they do end up losing to West Sioux coming up next week. 1st and 10 for the Jays from their own, or from the Wolverines from their own 30-yard line. And here's Riedemann in the shotgun. He claps his hands, throws over the right side. That ball is juggled and caught by Brody Van Beek off the deflection, caught by Lehman, or tackled by Lehman, and a big hit there, and Van Beek is slow to get up. Van Beek is down after the play. Lehman the tackle at the 27. It's a loss of 3. And Brody Van Beek has not moved since being hit there by Lehman. It's a loss of 3 on the play. And the Wolverine fans, you might be able to hear them in our crowd mic arguing for some kind of unnecessary roughness penalty. And, yeah, that's one that is tricky because he was finishing the act of the tackle. But I'm not gonna say one way or the other. I think that one, they might have an argument, but Lehman was finishing the tackle too. I mean, you can't totally fault him for that, but maybe finished it in a way that he did not need to. And so it is 2nd down and 13 for South O'Brien from the 27-yard line. And it is inspired a little bit of unfortunate razzing from the South O'Brien fans here in attendance. Got a 42-7 Gehlen lead over South O'Brien as Van Beek gets up and he will walk back to the sideline here gingerly. And he will be looked at by the South O'Brien coaching staff. And the trainer on hand. And hopefully he is all right. And can finish off this regular season here in the next couple of weeks. He is a senior, of course, too, so you really don't want to lose him for very long if you can help it. But it's second down and 13 for South O'Brien here. Ball is at the 27-yard line. Miam Bowl just checked in here for Gehlen Catholic. He's the defensive tackle. Snap back to Riedemann, and the screen pass left is caught by Krieber. Toward the left, numbers 30. Stiff arms a defender into the ground, and he's tackled down there by Grant Arns at the 33-yard line as Arns hangs on for dear life. 6-yard gain there for Krieber. It'll be third down, and we'll say about 7.5 for for South O'Brien at their own 33-yard line. Again, the running clock is still in effect. 4.5 minutes to go in this ball game. Gehlen with the 42-7 lead, and the Jays are bringing out a number of replacements here. The second stringers. This is one of those kind of games where if you're wearing a helmet and pads on the sideline, you're going to get to play tonight. And the Jays are certainly trying to empty the bench. Ben Roeder just checked in. Try and get a few of these names in. Logan Kellen is into the ball game, and South O'Brien is going to have to use a timeout as they take the play clock down on 3rd and 8. Jays are emptying their bench. They're up 42-7, and with 4:05 to go in the game, South O'Brien calls a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well and be back after this here on KLEM.
Smithco Manufacturing in Lamars would like to wish our area athletes a safe, successful fall season. For 30 years, Smithco has used great teamwork to produce the #1 selling side dump trailers in the country. To learn how you can join our winning team, go online at sidedump.com.
Sioux City Yamaha, Can-Am, and Kawasaki. Your ride starts here. From Yamaha to Can-Am and Kawasaki, they've got the power, performance, and adrenaline you crave. Visit them today on Highway 75 in Sioux City. Proud sponsor of local sports action.
Get the winning team on your side with experts at Exit Realty Midwest Lamars. Misty Zeck, Dave Close, Austin Sitzman, Abby Phillips, Jody Adler, Alec Reichen, and Clark Goodchild are ready to help you call the plays when it comes to buying or selling your home. Learn more at ExitRealtyMidwest.com.
This is Dan Lemon, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we're back here to Paullina. Coming out of the timeout, the run by Braden Steins gets back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. And it'll be 4th down. Actually, that was Max Erdman on the run for South O'Brien. No gain on the play, so 4th and 8 for South O'Brien, and the Wolverines will line up to punt this one away. And Gehlen will send Kyler Van Voorst back to return the punt, as the Wolverines will try and get a little field position edge once again. And here comes his punt. It is a high, right-footed, wobbling end-over-end boot. Van Voorst runs up to field it. He muffs it. The ball is loose at the 45-yard line. The Wolverines didn't dive on it. I think Gehlen got it back at the 45. I think the question in all of that for South O'Brien initially was, did Van Voorst touch it? But at that point, it really doesn't matter. You just got to fall on the football, and luckily Van Voorst got back to it at the 45. So with 3:12 left to go in this ball game, the Jays will have the football and really maybe just one first down, and that will seal the deal here tonight for Gehlen. And the Jays have a 42-7 lead over South O'Brien. Very reminiscent of last year's contest over here. I believe it was 56-7, or actually 56-21. Actually, seemingly more dominant here tonight for Gehlen. As the Jays bring out the second stringer, play clock is down to 3. As Scheckert lines up at the pistol, he takes a helmet high snap and gives around the left side. It is a runoff tackle across midfield. 45, breaking tackles down to the 40, the 35, and out of bounds. Across the 35-yard line is Chase Christoffel, the junior, on a big run there for Gehlen Catholic. Gets into South O'Brien territory at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 19. We'll go 24 for Chase Christoffel, just adding on to an impressive night running the football here for Gehlen Catholic, and a first down for the Jays as the clock ticks with 2:10 to go in the ball game. First down and 10 from the South O'Brien 31-yard line. Out of the pistol, Scheckert. He turns left and gives to Christoffel again, running up the left hash. 25 to the 20, and he's ankle tackled there at the 20-yard line. A gain of 11 for Christoffel and another first down for Gehlen Catholic. And it has gone final in Marcus. MMCRU defeats West Sioux 14-7, and the Royals will be district champs in Class A District 1. It is their first 11-man district championship and their first district championship for either school since that 2015 state championship run as Marcus Meriden Cleghorn in Class 8 player. Congrats to Coach Kyle Oswald and his team on a great district championship and a great win against a good West Sioux squad. 1st and 10 for Gehlen. Ball's at the South O'Brien 19-yard line. And the handoff goes to Christoffel. He's tackled in the backfield, lost the football. And who's got it? There's a fight for the ball. And, a tie-up for possession of the 24-yard line, and it'll be Gehlen ball. So they avoided the turnover, but it is a loss of 5 for Christoffel. That'll make it 2nd and 15. And with 50 seconds left to go in this ball game, the Jays will be able to just run one more play and call it a night and get out of Paullina with a victory. So here is 2nd down and 15. One final play will have to be run for Gehlen Catholic before they can get this victory over South O'Brien here tonight, and they hustle to the line to run it. Here is Schecker lining up in the pistol. 2 receivers either side. Play clock is down to 1, and he takes the snap. It's a helmet high snap. Hands off the right side. Chase Christoffel stiff arms a defender, and he's tackled from behind at about the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 4 for Christoffel, and that will put an end to this ball game here tonight. Well, your final score in convincing fashion, Gehlen Catholic is a winner by the final score of 42-7. So the Jays improved to 3-4 overall, now 3-2 in Class A District 1. And South O'Brien finishes off the district calendar 0-6. And they are 1-6 overall. Get your final score, Gehlen 42, South O'Brien 7. We'll take a break and come back with post-game coverage from Paullina, where the Jays are our winner tonight. So stay tuned right here to KLEM Radio.
Quality Lube of Lamar's is proud of all our Plymouth County athletes. At Quality Lube, they focus on you, the customer, to ensure that they can keep you on the road when you need to be. From diagnostic repair to routine oil changes, Quality Lube can do it all.
When it comes to service, your Lamar's Hy-Vee is #1 for shopping both in-store and online. Save with the Fuel Saver Plus Perks Rewards program at Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Game on, Lamar's. Looking for a winning team for your finances? Join Cent Credit Union. As a member-owned cooperative, Cent is all about you, your goals, your community. Let's score big together. Visit centcu.org today, where your success is our play.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor, Williams & Company CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's. Colbeck Incorporated is proud to support local high school athletics. They encourage you to play hard and play smart and always show good sportsmanship. Best of luck from your friends, Brian, Kevin, and Wayne Colbeck.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season. Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud supporters of this broadcast. Hard work and determination are vital to the success of our area athletics. The Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud to stand behind our athletes and coaches as they work towards success on the field and in the classroom.
At American Bank, we believe in offering you what you want in a bank. Free checking, free debit and ATM cards, extended lobby and drive-up hours, competitive loans and deposit rates, online and mobile banking with bill payment and mobile deposit services. American Bank, achieving success together for over 130 years.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Julie Hurt with Century 21 ProLink in Lamar's, your local real estate expert dedicated to results. Whether buying or selling a home, call me, Julie Hurt, with Century 21 ProLink in Lamar's at 540-7757. That's 540-7757.
This is Lane Knipe, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back one final time to Paullina tonight, where the Gehlen Catholic Jays are victors over South O'Brien in district play by a final margin of 42-7. And the Jays improved to 3-4 overall, 3-2 in Class A District 1, and have not guaranteed a playoff spot yet, but certainly picking up a win is very helpful to that cause. And the Jays certainly got the job done tonight. We're going to run over some of the numbers from this ball game, and we'll get you some scores around Northwest Iowa, Class A District 1, Plymouth County. We'll get you all as many scores as we can before we wrap up our broadcast here tonight, and we'll do that here during our post-game coverage this evening. But again, the final score was Gehlen Catholic 42 and South O'Brien 7. Well, let's take this time now to run down some of the numbers for you. Again, these are all unofficial numbers tonight, but the count official, Gehlen Catholic unofficially ran for 454 yards here tonight and threw for 31 to a total for 485 yards of offense. Wyatt Coons, of course, the big kahuna here tonight running the football. 26 carries, 296 yards, and 4 rushing touchdowns. He had a great night. Easton Spangler, 12 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. And then it was 2 carries for 25 yards and a touchdown for Jack Roberts here tonight. So Gehlen Catholic picks up the big 42-7 victory over South O'Brien tonight. And the Jays improved to 3-4 overall, 3-2 in Class A District 1, and stay in the playoff hunt in the top 4 in the district race. Jack Roberts goes 3 of 7 passing for a total of 31 yards through the air. He was able to complete 2 passes to Drake Knight for 17 yards, and then a pass for 14 yards to Grant Arns. So Gehlen Catholic beats South O'Brien here tonight by a score of 42-7, and they are certainly enjoying their victory down there tonight. The Wolverines passing the football totaled for 100 and, let's see if I can do my math, 171 yards passing here tonight. And the running attack, boy, that was a little tricky for the Wolverines this evening. It ends up going for just 21 yards, so they finish with 192 yards of total offense. The Wolverine quarterback, that would be Mr. Brady Reedeman. He completed 16 of his 23 passes here tonight for those 171 yards and 1 touchdown. They also finished with Brody Van Beek. He caught 7 passes here tonight for 93 yards, that 1 touchdown. That was really the only bright spot. Jaden Krieber had 6 catches for 48 yards here tonight, but it was all Gehlen Catholic here tonight by the final margin of 42-7. So Gehlen Catholic helped themselves out, picked up a victory. They improved to 3-4 overall, 3-2 in Class A District 1. South O'Brien falls to 1-6 and 0-6 in Class A District 1. The Jays will host West Sioux, who is fresh off a loss here tonight. We'll tell you about that in just a moment, as West Sioux will play Gehlen Catholic 7 o'clock next week in Lamar. South O'Brien will be at Westwood in non-district competition. That is at 7 o'clock coming up next week. And then South O'Brien's already scheduled that 9th optional regular season game for teams that do not make the playoffs. They'll play Alta Aurelia at Buena Vista University in Week 9. That's going to be a really cool opportunity. Looking forward to seeing how the Wolverines do against Alta Aurelia on a college football turf, no less. That'll be a great opportunity for these kids to finish their regular season with at least some positivity, even if it may not be in the playoffs. So that'll be really fun, and we'll see how the Wolverines do and see maybe if they have an opportunity to finish the season with a victory there in Week 9 of the regular season. Well, again, your final score here this evening It was Gehlen Catholic 42 and South O'Brien 7. Let's run down some of the final scores we have from our listening area for you. First, we'll start with the big district championship game in Marcus tonight. It saw number 1 ranked MMCRU stay undefeated with a 14-7 win over 4th ranked West Sioux. The Royals 7-0, 5-0 in the district. They have locked up a district championship. They will be the number 1 seed out of Class A District 1 with a playoff start here in a couple of weeks. Congrats to Coach Kyle Oswald and his team on their first ever 11-man district championship in Class A. It is their first district championship since they, went on to win the state championship in 2015 as Marcus Meriden Cleghorn. Other scores around Plymouth County saw Hinton celebrate homecoming with a 34-14 win over Lawton Bronson. Akron Westfield had a tough go at things against St. Albert. That final score 14-7 in favor of the Falcons. And it was Sergeant Bluff Luton handing Lamar's a big loss, 35-7. So the Bulldogs fall into a tie for second. At least we assume it'll be a tie for second in the district, barring whatever happened with Fort Dodge here tonight, which if we can maybe track down that score, it has gone final. Fort Dodge beat Storm Lake 35-0, so the Dodgers and the Bulldogs will be tied for second in Class A. District 1. The other scores we can tell you about from around Northwest Iowa here tonight. Humboldt defeated MOC Floyd Valley 21-7. Unity Christian, a winner over Boyden Hull Rock Valley 7-6. That's a good win for the Knights. Central Lyon George Little Rock defeated Sheldon 18-0 here this evening. We don't have any finals from Sioux Central and Sibley Ochean, but they were both up big at the half. Let's see. Woodbury Central leads Logan Magnolia 33-14 in the fourth quarter. Spencer up big on Sioux City West 34-0 in the third. And a good game in Okoboji in the fourth quarter. OABCIG leads the Pioneers 15-14 in quarter number 4. Of course, we'll pass along as many of those scores to you as we can coming up on the KLEM Sports Scores and Results page later on tonight. And we will also relay those to you tomorrow during our KLEM Sports Updates. Join us for the Coach's Corner tomorrow morning. That starts at 8:05. We'll have Ken Vigdahl on, Jeremy Schindler on, Lamar's and Gehlen Catholic head coaches. And I think we're also going to see if we can track down Kyle Oswald. Let's get a chat with him about his team's district championship that they clinched tonight, a 14-7 win over West Sioux. If not, we'll, of course, tell you who we're going to have on the Coach's Corner coming up tomorrow morning once the show gets underway. But again, our final score here tonight from Paullina, where Gehlen Catholic is a winner, 42-7 over South O'Brien, picks up their third district win of the year. That does it for our broadcast here tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be in Fort Dodge next week, where the Lamar's Community Bulldogs take on Fort Dodge. That'll be a massive game in Class 4A District 1. Same schedule for that one. Pre-game at around 6:15 with the scouting report, kickoff at 7 right here on KLEM. Until then, we'll say so long for all of us at KLEM Radio. For Taylor Lindner, who ran our video stream tonight, I'm Daniel Versteg. You've been listening to Gehlen Catholic Football right here on KLEM Lamar's. Good evening, everyone.
This is 1410 KLEM Lamar's and on 96.9 FM.